Aloha, everybody. Hi, I'm Manny Correa from Good Dog Press. I am happy that you're here with us tonight. We have a full cast tonight. We have a lot of gatekeepers here tonight. Hence why I have titled my stream Live Drawing with the Gatekeepers. And of course, you are on Good Dog Press, and I am Manny. I am the gatekeeper here. But I do have my cohorts here tonight, and I will let it go over to Tank Ferret, one of the generals here.
Why, thank you, Manny. I do appreciate being a cohort and fellow gatekeeper. I hope that we can open these gates to many people trying to get their foot into the entertainment industry. And honestly, we have one of the best people to help point out and help you improve your storytelling. The burningly brilliant mind behind Ignition, Todd Mulrooney. Todd, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing really good. That was some introduction, more than I expected. Yeah, if you do, what he's talking about is I am always willing to give out advice. But if you follow my channel and watch, I have been doing advanced composition of a page, pointing out some good qualities to some of my pages, and even willing to admit some of my pages that don't have a good eye flow. Sometimes you're handcuffed with sort of exposition and things like that where it doesn't work out. So that's what he's getting at. I will pass on advice because your product, you need to bring it. Like these guys here bringing it, and like Rick right now, who's drawing Green Lantern. Rick, tell him all about yourself.
I am Rick Piper, owner, creator of Cross Comics and all that it entails. I do lots of drawings, and tonight you always want to be crossing my path because I'm a good guy's path to cross. And who's crossed my path tonight, as always, Manny at Good Dog Press.
So that's it. That was your pitch. Thank you, Rick. It is so awesome to be here with you guys, and thank you for coming into my computer room tonight again. This computer room gets kind of crowded, people. Oh, yes. Let's go see what the chat is doing because I saw somebody saying something in the chat while we were talking in our private chat, watching you, KG. KG said, "Wake up, Manny." Brandon said, "Hello, KG." Brandon said, "Hello, Brandon." KG said, "Manny must be having technical difficulties." Now, we're just talking about you in the chat, KG. KG said, "Hello, Tank." Hello, Tank.
What is up, KG?
And Brandon said, "Hey, Tank."
Hey, Brandon.
And KG said, "Hello, Todd." Todd's not here. KG said, "Hey, Rick."
Sorry, what's going on, Brandon? A pleasure to meet you.
Cool. And then Joshua says, "Hail, Raven. Looking forward to hearing our newest official member of the Cult of Raven, Tank, talk about the cults that he has been a part of." Yes, we will get to that right after I get through the chats. And Pope Raven says, "Hi, Tank and friends. From now on, when I see that, I will not read those." KG said, "Get it right, Pope Raven." That's right, KG. We will not talk of her name anymore. And Mighty Geek said, "Welcome to the world of the geek." Thank you. Okay, wrenches. You know what you guys got the wrenches for? Work for me. Work for us. Thank
What?
you. You know. Oh, we already got one like. Thank you for that one like, whoever that is. All right. So as we go down the line, what are we going to be working on tonight, guys? Give everybody.
Tonight, I am debating whether to do another piece of splash art, like a pinup or something, of like, say, Scalpel Zero, or am I going to pencil page 2 of Scalpel Zero, the prologue to 2065 Retribution?
Cool.
I don't know.
Awesome. And what's on your plate tonight, Todd?
You know what? I gotta do some work, so I'm not gonna show it right away. I gotta decide whether I'm gonna show what I'm drawing, but I have to get some work done.
Cool. Awesome. And Mr. Rick over there is going to be doing a great Hal Jordan composition. Is that right, Rick? Rick to Rick. Rick. Hello.
Wildebeests. They got him. Be careful, folks. Wildebeests run rampant, and they strike when least
Oh,
expected.
goodness, Rick, what is going on?
I think his mom's bringing him down some hot pockets.
Ooh, you're not sharing with me? What is wrong with you, Rick? Slick Rick, that's your name from now on. Slick Rick Piper. You know, you was Rowdy Rick. Now you're Slick Rick. I like the new Rick. Brandon said, "Nice to meet you, Todd." KG said,
You do realize I was muted for about 5 minutes.
"No, it was the best we ever heard of you." KG said, "You got 5 likes, Manny. Cool, KG. Oh, I like your. Is that a new icon you got there, KG? I just never realized it." Brandon says, "I'm trying to draw a face with half Spider-Man and half Venom." Cool. And KG said, "Rick's taking a break." I thought he was going to say Rick is taking a bath, getting those hairy bobs ready for us to see. No comment. Oh my goodness.
I'm just, you guys think I got all that hairy and bobs. It's funny. And I've told you many times I haven't.
Okay. Sorry, KG. I actually had the iPad close to my face, so I could actually look at your icon today. Usually I look at it so far away.
I just got to apologize for Josh for not reading his last few comments on my stream. I got busy thinking about other stuff. Sorry about that, Joshua.
We just don't read hate chat anymore. We're just gonna glance over it. Oh man. Okay, so you guys are bored of looking at those beautiful ladies on my screen, I assume. So, how is this, KG? You think this will fly, Rick?
That looks good from what I can see.
It is drawing, right? I can do this on drawn and quartered, right?
Yeah.
They can't disqualify me, can they?
I wouldn't say so.
Was that?
I would not say that they could disqualify you for that.
What are you up
So
to
great.
over there?
I was just practicing my drawing ability on my what you call it, my Clip Studio Art, to see if I could actually render in charcoal. And yes, you can. Yes, sir. And this is just out of my head. I wasn't even looking at any references, so can't imagine if I have a reference, a black and white reference. So
Does that mean you're thinking about doing something in sort of,
photorealistic? Yeah, I'm thinking of doing something photorealistic for the next drawn and quartered.
Yeah, that didn't work for me, did it? You saw how loose my undersketch was, and then I turned it into what I turned it into. It didn't really work, though, did it?
Well, I want to show a different side. That's another thing too. I mean, if I win or lose, as long as I can show what else techniques I know, it's a good showing. I mean, last night I was a lot more cartoony than I usually am. I was trying to get the vibe of the original Lara Croft, and trust me, those things used to sell like hotcakes. I mean, those things are awesome. They were fun to do. So I think if I had done some gradation on that drawing that I did last night, I mean, it would have looked better. That's for sure. I mean, it would have looked awesome.
Tell me what you think would sell right now like hotcakes.
I don't know. I got to go check on eBay. That's the best way to find out what's hot. Just go on eBay and see what the other artists are drawing, and then you know what the character to draw and who to draw. It's a great resource, believe it or not. I mean, that's what's selling is what's hot. So that's to me is like the best place to go look. Mr. Dillard's in the chat, and Brandon is a follower of me on Twitter now. Well, thank you, Brandon, for being a follower of me on Twitter. I hope you're a subscriber to me on my channel too, Brandon.
Yes, he is. He said that on my stream to you.
Oh, cool. Well, one day, Brandon, you may actually make your way back onto this show but you got to get past the gate, and the gate's closed right now. You got to have the special key. Oh boy. All right.
So today I found out that Denali and I have read a lot of similar indie books.
Oh, pray tell.
Yes.
What kind of books?
One of my favorite indie books is Man vs. Rock. It is about it's about a geologist who discovers that rocks are sentient and have been secretly biding their time in order to destroy humanity. And it's so silly, but it's so well written. It feels like, one of those natural catastrophe / alien invasion mashups. Like avalanches don't happen by accident. They're usually aiming for cars and stuff. It's a hilarious read. I highly recommend it to anybody. The art's, it's passable indie art, but the story is where it shines. Just absolutely gorgeous.
You guys went on quite a long time on that Thunderbolts. I was like, seriously, you guys are 2 hours in Thunderbolts?
Yeah, the news took a little bit longer than usual, and then Thunderbolts was, I guess, a lot of it was discussing the missed opportunities and mistakes made with Thunderbolts, and what they did good, and whatnot. That and silly voices.
See, I did not see that.
Yeah, we only did that for like the first part of it, and the rest was kind of just breaking it down because, as Todd had pointed out, the sequential storytelling aspect of the artwork was exceptionally poor.
But that was the days where they were just trying to flood the market, man.
Well, yeah, and the artist, who's generally a good artist, was working on 2 titles at the time, so that can be forgiven to a degree. But it does point to the one of the larger concerns that we have with comics is that they don't seem to be made with any loving attention or care. It's why I loved the title of the comic Cash Grab, because that's what it felt like to me as a consumer. Comics for the longest time felt like a cash grab.
But it's gone now.
It's gone.
It is. It is now backstab.
Backstab.
Yeah.
Good evening, Chester.
Well, I'm doing great. How are you doing, guys?
We're doing fine. We're doing awesome. I mean,
we were just talking about your show today.
Oh, sweet. That was a lot of fun. Hey, Manny, you never asked me about it, but if you are interested in being on the show, you are welcome, right?
Unfortunately, I can't make your show. That's the bad part. I mean, you notice when I pop in your chat, that's the time I get home. So, I mean, I'm working. That's the bad part. I mean, yeah, if you want me to jump in like the last 10 minutes, it's kind of like pointless. You know what I mean?
No, I see. I get you.
But, I mean, maybe one day I'll have a day off or something. Yeah, sure, I'll jump in.
Well, I didn't want you to feel that you weren't invited, because you are.
No. I mean, there was no reason for you to invite me. It's like, what am I going to do with this link? I mean, yeah, maybe one day I'll be able to get off work early, and if I see you in the chat, you see me in the chat, and then I'll just say, hey, show me the link. Then you can show me the link.
There you go. That's cool. All right.
When you get a federal holiday, you should totally jump on, and Chester, you should pump him up,
which is
as a special guest, because he can't regularly make it.
That's true. And we're gonna have him on Thursday.
Thanks a lot.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Tank just doxed me.
Did he?
Oh, yeah.
No, I didn't.
Oh boy. All right.
Do it again. I didn't hear it.
Good. Moving on.
Yeah, but no, Thursday you're going to be running the, you're going to be hosting the Drawn and Quartered, so that's going to get you some nice attention, you know.
Yes, yes, it will. Thank you so much for letting me host it.
Oh no, dude, that's the point. That's what Pixel's trying to do, right?
Yeah, that's so cool. Thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah. And and by the way, I see there's a Brandon Bellinger in here.
Yes, and we did bury the hatchet on Rick's program, so you guys got to go back to Rick's program and go watch that. Pump up his views, people.
So, sweet. I didn't know what the Brandon issue was because you refused to tell me.
Well, we got to straighten out on the show, and he may appear on this show again one day. You know, he knows what he needs to do. We talked it out. We were very gentlemanly. It was good. Actually, I was talking. He was just listening. He didn't say a word back. I was like, "Come on, man."
Well, you know, talking about that sort of brings me to a point that I'm going to lay out on your show a little bit. Is you saw my post about pals, and this is something me and Chester just talked about a little bit too. Is you know what? We think about it this way: the way Twitter works. If you retweet me, you put me back on the top of the chain, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I retweet you, I put you back. So somebody who gets home at 5 o'clock or somebody who gets home at 6 o'clock, if we all retweet each other and we tighten up a little bit as a knit, you know, a closer knit group, then we're gonna effectively create our own base that we don't have to be worried about the White House. You know, we can worry about our wing or our shack down the street, and so that if things fall apart somewhere else, that we survive because it's still about the fans, right? It's still about the ideology. So this is something we need to sort of do as far as taking care of each other, like we've been doing. I mean, for the last what week and a half, we've been on each other's shows. We've been hanging out together even afterwards and stuff like that. This is the thing about community, and like Tank said, I'm willing to help create. You know, help people with making better pages. I mean, if you have talent, you have talent, but doesn't mean that you can make a really good storytelling page. The better your work shines, the better the product will be, and we'll all shine a little bit. You know what I mean? But if we just allow any old thing to come in, because yeah, there are a lot of people who want to make comics. There's a lot of people who want to write comics. That doesn't mean it doesn't take hard work. Because trust me, it takes hard work. It's real. I mean, I'm a low level tier pro who really hasn't made that much money, but I've put in the work. I put in the time to be able to say, okay, I'm viable. I'm willing to take. You know, I'm getting paid for it, so I'm viable. But doesn't mean, you know, but I'm willing to give out that information. I'm willing to help. I'm willing to help you make a better page. I'm willing to help anybody make a better page. You know, I can only spend so much time, but I will help you bring good product if I can. If you ask me my advice, I certainly will give it. We got to tighten We got to tighten up on each other as far as just like, I retweet you, you retweet me, I retweet John, somebody else retweets John, and so that our cross connections, our base, because you have 600 fans and he has 800 fans, or 800 people who follow him, put it that way, we start hitting everybody, and eventually you look at the number and go, wow, they all have the same number of people who like them.
Yep. Spread the wealth. It's awesome. Preach.
Absolutely, man.
Reach. All right. So let's get to the chat before the chat gets unruly.
Let me do it for you while you're.
You go for it. Let's see how good you do it. Start off with. But there is some that we got. Well, let me do this first one.
Okay.
You guys can have access to all my subs. No problem. But John can't.
Awesome.
Okay. Love you.
Johnny Boy here said the popes do what they want. The popes cannot be contained. Hail Raven. Joshua says if you don't have hairy enough bobs, just tape some on. Oh, that's disgusting. Joshua says, hail John Dillard, Pope Raven. Hail Teen Titans. Titans is better than Starfire. Flare 0080 said, hello, everyone. And I don't know if they're trying to draw a skunker with some boobs. All right.
I love Skunk Girl. He's saying, love Skunk Girl.
Oh, that's what it means? I have no clue what that was. Thank you for.
It's a heart.
Oh, you got to turn it that way. Okay. Shoot.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. KG said, hello, Flare. Cool. Joshua Hughes says, you promised us a fight. You chicken out. I did not chicken out. We did have a fight. We had a verbal fight. And that's how real men do it. Okay. Joshua says, I'll rewind. Joshua says, hello, my biased boomer grandma brother Chester. Flair said, hello, Chester. KG said, hello, Chester. They all love you, Chester.
Hello, everybody.
Joshua Hughes says, Brandon didn't know that Hawaii was a U.S. state. Yeah, and I told Brandon to go get a map and a history book. Flair said, hi, KG. Finally able to join a live stream. Cool. John Dillard said, Brandon and Rick are comedy gold. Their show is about to blow up. All right. Ignition said, John, watch the road. Yes, John, watch the road. We don't need you going off the road there. You'll be able to come in later. And is that it? Chad said, hey, KG. Flair said, Manny, would you ever be open to Skunk Girl QA, non-spoiler regarding inspiration, comic maturity, ratings, tone, Indigo campaign, tiers, etc.? Thanks. I am actually going to make a video on that, Flair. It's going to be a video, the evolution of Skunk Girl, so you guys will actually see not the very first drawing. I'm still trying to find the very first drawing, but I do have the second, third, and fourth drawing. So there was only like 4 drawings pre-1990, and I didn't draw Skunk Girl to just about 2 months ago. So it was something that I created when I was in high school, and I never went back to it. So I will show you guys the evolution, and she evolved the last 2 months, she evolved a lot. So you guys will actually see that. I'll make a video for you guys. Just a little entertainment. Ray Escarcega said, is Brandon here? Yes, he is in the chat. Joshua say it was not even a verbal fight. It was a good fight. You know, it was just a nice chat. Todd said, great to have you, Flair. Yes. And Ray said, it's a heart. Thank you, Ray. I am a Gen Xer, and I don't do Twitter. I hardly do Facebook. This is all new to me, so I'm learning as I go. So I have no clue about these emojis and all these acronyms. That's why I'm going to ask you guys to help me out. And you guys do. Thank you. And somebody's
Getting ice
making
for a
something.
cocktail.
Somebody's making a drink. That's awesome. All right.
Don't judge me.
And away we go.
Sorry about that.
And you get the next chat, okay, Todd?
Oh, the next time we do it, because
Yeah.
you jumped around there a little bit for me, and I
Yeah,
got a little
well,
lost.
I'm jumping around because I'm actually gatekeeping as I'm reading. Hey, that's what they do. They don't read all the chat. Come on now.
Well, Ray's saying you were chicken.
Yeah, I know. I don't think that was chicken when you have the guy on there and you're actually talking to the person. How is that chicken? I mean, me and Brandon talked. That's not being
Yeah,
chicken.
that's not being chicken.
No, that's being a man. I mean,
Chad says, if you love Skunk Girl, check out the sequel to what? Raccoon Girl? Why would you bring that shit in here?
yeah,
Yeah.
Who the heck's
John
Raccoon Girl?
Dillard.
yeah,
Oh, John Dillard's
yeah.
parody on.
Oh, yeah, right.
That actually got me into hot water last night, and that's all I'm going to say.
Hashe.
Yeah, so please don't bring that up, please. I got into hot water with that. Sometimes jokes go a little too far.
Why is Raccoon Girl going to be a sequel?
No,
Oh.
just forget about it.
Ray says a male chicken. And KG says, okay, rooster. Oh yes. Oh, so they're joking about something I didn't even pay attention to.
It's El Pollo.
Oh yeah. Better Call Saul.
Mm-hmm. Oh man.
Wait, Flair's saying he's an avid Squirrel Girl reader, actually, but I've always wanted a true Skunk Girl comic.
And Flair, aren't you the one that actually read Ms. Marvel number 31 and told me to go look at it? I think you made a comment in one of my videos. Flair did. I do recognize that icon because Marvel has a skunk girl in Miss Marvel 31.
Hell you say. I
Yes,
better
they
check this
did.
out.
Yes, they did. Yes, Flair said yes. Yeah, I do not read Ms. Marvel. Never read never read one. So
Are we
they might-
talking Kamala Khan? That one?
yes, that one.
Hell you say.
Uh,
Miss Marvel. I'll find it.
Yeah. So what I did is I went on Google Images and they do have a skunk girl, but it has nothing to do that looks like my character. I mean, it's pretty bad. I mean, they made it like a teenage girl that has bad odor. I was like, seriously, you want to build up you want to build up teens to read your book about a girl with bad odor? Yeah. It's like, okay, that's not cool.
Yeah,
yeah.
that looks weird.
Yeah, it doesn't even look like my skunk girl. So and
No.
the thing is, you can't trademark skunk girl anyways. So, I mean, you can't copy somebody else's skunk girl, but the trademark is open. People, I looked into it. I have a trademark going through right now. I can trademark the unbreathable skunk girl, which is what's going through Congress right now. Yes. You cannot trademark the word skunk or girl, but you can trademark the phrase and my icon. That costs a lot of money, people.
How much?
If you want to, there's certain tiers, but I went for the upper tier. The upper tier is easier, so it starts off at $400, and that's if you don't have to do any amendments. If you got to do some amendments, it's going to cost you more. So just be aware of that, people.
What?
Yeah.
Rick, did you copyright man like cougar?
No. Well, I've copyrighted the Canadian Shield.
Mm,
Well, there you go.
there you go. And I did copyright Skunk Girl also, and that was like before I even put up the very first video. I made sure that I copyrighted it. Smart
See,
thing.
here in Canada, upon creation of a character, it's automatically copyrighted.
Oh, I don't have a hammer. Oh, I need a hammer.
You need a hammer.
Yes.
What you want to do?
He wants a wrench.
I wanna put Joshua Hughes in a timeout.
Ooh. That can be a ring.
John Dillard says Manny apparently has so many subs he can now ignore the chat for good.
I never ignore the chat
For long.
for long. We always get to the chat eventually.
No, Flair, we're not going to kick you. The John Dillard gaming system, can we troll him and he won't know? Well, no, he'll know. He has a wrench everywhere he goes except for on Chester's channel. He doesn't have a wrench there.
Todd,
What?
Todd, you need to write something in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Just write anything. Just write a whatever's. Real fast. There you go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And there you go. Go for it.
Well, Chester's very particular about who he gives a wrench to.
Yes. And that is
Just
smart.
be good, Josh. Just be good.
I got some good wrenches in there.
Rick will do a reveal, but he'll only do it at 1,000 subs.
Oh man, that's going to take.
But Chester, he'll do it for anything.
That's right.
Send him a few, a bottle of liquor.
Yeah,
Promise him 5 friends that you'll get the sub. He'll
that's
show
right.
us just right now.
I will. No fear, baby.
Too sexy. Too sexy. I used to like that on Saturday Night Live. Ooh, that's sexy. Too sexy.
Chad suggests The Adventures of Skunk Girl and Man Like Cougar. You know?
Ooh.
You know? You
But I
know?
thought we'd already established that men like Cougar would be much more interested in the soy boys.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
he would not like him. Yeah.
Rick,
Rick, you gotta
stand up.
fight for you. Yeah, you gotta stand up for your creation there. Come on, Rick.
Yeah. Come on, man.
The more I say stuff, the more you're just gonna get on my case. So the best
No.
thing to do is say nothing.
This is how men bond, Rick.
Yes.
Chester, he's asking Chester for a wrench. No wrench for you, Ray. No wrench for you at all. JP4 says, hey, this is the first live one I've caught.
Cool.
Nice to have you, JP4. JP4 moves around. You know what? That's one thing I've noticed about this community. The people who move around.
Hmm.
You know, Chad's a mover, JP4, Ray, KG.
I don't know when these guys actually get some sleep. Every time I look at the screen, they're on somebody's chat. It's like, oh my goodness.
They sleep for half an hour at a time, here and there.
Ray promises to handle the hammer with a good responsibility. I don't know, Ray.
That's John's cousin. You think I'm gonna give both of them a wrench at the same time?
John's cousin. I'm a Russian bot. No sleep needed. Chad says he's a Russian bot. JP's going to bed in 5 minutes. This is the first live show you caught. Why are you going to bed?
Yeah, you can't go to bed yet.
What's the matter for you, dude? This is the first one.
You're gonna miss Skunk Girl's butt. Come on, what's wrong with you?
So hey, Chester, thanks for throwing me under the bus. I had no idea what to expect when I got to your show. Next thing you know, I'm reading the first part.
You're welcome. You want to be in the big leagues, baby. That's what you got to do, man.
That's right. Straight to the deep end with you.
I promise to be more prepared next time.
God,
You did good.
Man. I thought you did fine.
Yeah. I used to do some acting.
I don't know if it was yesterday's show or the day before, and Chester asked you a question, and you were like, you weren't paying attention. I was cracking up laughing. And then I wrote in the chat, Todd, pay attention. Come on. It was hilarious.
Now, I have to get up and go to the bathroom. I got to get up and go to the bathroom, right?
Oh, man.
Now, Chester,
Yes.
if I had known that Booster was going to do Citizen V as the Monarch, I would have done Meteorite as Dr. Girlfriend.
No, you did great. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny.
Apparently, Manny has so many subs that he can insult his fans and tell them they have no life.
Oh,
That's John for you.
yeah. That's why you have to read, and you actually have to censor some of the chats.
Hey, I got some question. I got some Tales Beyond the Gates questions for you guys. I was talking to John after his stream yesterday, or I guess this morning for you guys, and we were going over the stories I'm working on with him, which are looking great. But I'm kind of curious. How are you guys coming along in your? I know you're doing the art, but how are you coming along in the stories?
I've got the first page of mine written.
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm actually already on layouts. The story is done and edited. I had a couple of versions ready to go, and I basically just ran them past John as like, oh, which page count do you like better? And so, yeah, this is going to be like a 13-page story, 13 horror, with that includes the little title page that's kind of like a throwback to the old Grindhouse 1970s edgy underground movie posters. So yeah, I've got the promo done. I've got the slash cover page done. I'm still doing layouts, but other than that, it's good to go, and it's a good nail biter.
Nice. Yeah, I'm actually enjoying it. I have 5 stories laid out, and a couple of them in getting ready to send over like kind of a semi-final version of it. And because I've done a lot of writing, I just haven't done comic books. But I found it very interesting doing the process. It's very, very much like what I used to do for all the blue text for the D&D modules.
I can see that.
It translates really very, very directly. I was surprised.
JP says, "Hey Tank, thanks for stopping by. Next time will be better."
Oh,
So,
yo, you're
that's
good,
blowjobs
JP.
for you.
I really enjoyed the thing. I'm sorry I had to leave so abruptly. But no, JP4, go over to his channel, go check it out. If you're into model building and whatnot, he's building a British Sherman variant World War II tank, one that was used in the Italy campaign. So if you're also like
I gotta
a
check
military
that out.
buff, yeah, no,
Wait,
it was it was really cool. He's got a good channel. I love the model building stuff. That's some I like
I
that.
am subscribed to his channel. Excellent.
What about you, Manny? How's your stories coming?
It's slowly but getting there. It's getting there. I had some rough week last week at my work, so, and I'm getting a rough day this week too. But I'll get there. Don't worry about it. I draw fast. It'll get there.
I meant the story side of it.
Yeah, the story's good. I just got to start drawing it.
Oh, so you're already done with that. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Go ahead. Sorry.
well, no, because I noticed that you guys have been talking about it recently on streams and just saying here and there. So I was kind of wondering what kind of window are you looking at?
Yeah. Now we got to start producing. We got to start showing some of this stuff. Can't just
Yeah,
be-
I guess that's my point. Yeah.
So that's why I showed my characters. I showed my breakdowns of what they're going to look like, and I have that. I mean, I guess my money shot at the end. So I just got to do the rest of the story.
So when are you guys thinking about dropping the Indiegogo promotion, marketing, all that kind of stuff?
It's all up to John. Got to ask.
We're talking about sometime in the new year. I think February. I think John said
Cool.
previously.
JP says we're quite entertaining, but he is going to bed.
Well, thank you. And you guys are doing your own coloring too.
I'm doing mine.
I'll do mine.
Some
Should be
people
good.
need colors, but it's not something I have time for.
What about your lettering?
I'm doing mine.
I can do.
Oh,
I got some good fonts.
I'm gonna
Same
use
here.
Comic Sans.
Hell no.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna use Crime Fighter or something.
Hey, don't use that. That's what I'm using.
No.
I like
Yeah, that-
Crime Fighter. That is so good.
There's some good resources online. Speaking of fonts and lettering and stuff, there's good resources online to find tons of free fonts or even cheap fonts that the license agreement is royalty free as long as you're like independent or a small publisher. And if you have any doubts as to whether you're too big or not, they have a simple contact us and we'll let you know. And even the royalties are real cheap. So if you were, say, Dark Horse or IDW or something like that, or Marvel, you could totally buy these fonts for real cheap. So yeah, have fun, explore, find what font really fits for you. The fonts that you find at the regular font sites, like 1001 free fonts, whatever. It's real hard to find a good comic book font, but just look for comic book fonts. There's a couple of sites, I forget the names of them, but there's a couple of
Flambot.
sites. Yeah, that
Flambot?
specialize in just comic fonts.
Yeah. And that's a good point. As far as there are some free ones out there, they'll be adequate enough. But make sure you take a look at it. Some have sometimes the kerning is wrong. Is it kerning? Is that the right word? Kerning? It's sort of the space between letters can get a little weird. You don't. You just want the word to be readable. It doesn't have to be. I mean, you can. I think some programs allow you to affect the kerning. But
Yeah, make sure the kerning is good, especially between your letter A and your letter T. That's generally where digital fonts fall apart.
Can you explain kerning to the audience?
Yes,
Sure.
kerning is the spacing in between letters that helps, and it has to be consistent. So, like the word at can't have a larger space in between the A and the T than the word in has between the I and the N. Now, naturally, as we normally write, if we put everything into blocks, like most digital process does, into spaces, the I and the N, they'll be next to each other just fine. But the A and the T, whereas the blocks are the same distance apart, the top of the T in relation to the tip of the A is pretty far apart, and so is the bottom of the A that's closest to the bottom of the letter T. So you want to make sure that they're the consistent distance apart.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you, good sir.
there's
You're very
also there's a resource for how, like, give you some tips on lettering if you're planning to do your own. If there's anyone out there, this may help or not. But his name is Nate Picos. If you find him on Facebook or Twitter, he does these little he creates these little pages that show you when to use capital I and when not to, because you don't always use capital I. You use that, the single, it looks like an L. Sometimes you use that particular I, especially when it's in the middle of a word. You never use the capital I anywhere in the middle of a word. Okay, I'll read some chats. I heard the corners were rough. What? Ray? What are you talking about, corners? Chad Middleton. Manny was inspired by Rob Liefeld? Rob Liefeld really hasn't inspired that many people. I think he forced the hand of some people to draw.
I don't think I was inspired by Rob Liefeld by this work that I have on the screen right now. Soriyama, people. Soriyama. Go check it out.
Oh, Hajime.
Yes, of course.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, he's amazing.
Yes, he is. He is awesome.
What the hell is Handsome Rick's story?
Oh, this look at him. Look at how handsome he is.
John Diller says Indiegogo goes live February 1st. Push for promotion will start as soon as Christmas is over to build interest. So as soon as Christmas is over, we're going to start showing it publicly. So have some things done publicly. I mean, that you have, so you can show them publicly, and we'll start getting the word out there beyond just our channels. I mean, as we're talking and drawing the particular pages, we're going to go beyond that. This is what he's getting at.
So, what do you guys think I could do to be more helpful? More helpful. The writing is a little bit faster than the drawing. Yeah.
Who's drawing your story, Chester?
Well, I'm writing for John, and I have one that I guess we haven't made a decision on who's going to draw that yet.
Well, I can scout around and see.
Can I give a name that I've been watching him become a better artist? Now, he has nothing to do with Comicsgate, but his name is Andrew Lunatic, and that ends with a K. And you can find him on Instagram and Facebook. I don't know if I know his Twitter, but he posts a lot of panels and stuff. He doesn't ink his own work, but he pencils his work, and he uses such great balance. Sometimes you see a guy you'd love to get in here, like you talk about what's his name there, Vince Rodriguez, who I'm very familiar with, and he is really sort of right now he's a little kind of, I don't know what to call it, like a little bit pissed off because he's done some comic work. They came to him and said, "Hey, will you do some work for us? This is Zenoscope." And he's like, "Yeah, sure, sure." And he did it, and then, you know, they knew what they were gonna get, and they got that, but it didn't really fit their sort of house style. But then why did you go to him? His style doesn't fit your house style. You know, you have a sort of house style. It's sort of Joe Bennett. Who else? You know, their covers are always great. Here's the thing: I did some work for them. They pay top rate for a cover, but they pay low rate for interiors. So you go in there and you carry the heavy load, while they would get a pro to do the cover. And that's not, you know, that didn't sit well with me, but I wasn't at any position to really say anything about it then, you know, because I wasn't a pro then. So I just did the work.
I see. Well, I guess the question is, how many creators do you want to bring onto the project?
We'll see if John would answer that.
That is John.
Because he may be full. He may be full as far as like enough. I've talked to a lot of people. I think I got plenty.
I would encourage people who have their work completed I would encourage people to submit completed works, and understand that we carry this all honor amongst scholars mentality that, you know, nobody's going to steal your ideas. Nobody's going to derive anything from your ideas. Nobody is going to infringe upon your intellectual property, because we're here to play fair game. And that is fair game, is having a sense of honor about that. So if you do submit something to us, it's done in total confidence. But have a completed work, something ready to go, submit it. And, you know, we don't have all the particulars fully laid out, but having a bunch of submissions sitting on the desk can give us a better idea of, like, okay, is this going to be a 70-page thing? Is this going to be 150 pages? How much, you know, because we want quality comic. That's part of the whole Comicsgate thing, is that we're tired of garbage comics. We're tired of low quality, ill-conceived or poorly executed stuff. And, you know, even the greatest, and as you can see, even the most practiced and disciplined and veteran professional can still make the mistake and or phone it in. And so we're kind of doing this whole thing to make sure that we bring quality. And if we do see something that's good, you know, we'll definitely take it into consideration.
For sure. You know, put the best in, basically. Okay, Rick, listen, Rick. I need you to talk. You gotta talk, buddy. People want to know what you're drawing.
I am drawing the Green Lanterns of Earth.
Which Earth? Because there's many.
Earth 1. So Hal Jordan, Guy Gunder, John Stewart, Kyle Rayner, Simon Baz, and Jessica Cruz.
So what you wanted to say is you're drawing the Green Lanterns of Earth.
Yeah.
Wow, I get it.
I thought I said lanterns. Green Lanterns.
Who's your favorite, Rick?
Kyle Rayner.
Interesting.
Why?
Because he's an artist. He's got the more creativity with the ring, I find.
Okay. I just wanted to know why you had that opinion.
And probably because I knew of Hal Jordan and all that beforehand, although I might not know his name from Super Friends and all that. And I really started reading Green Lantern when Kyle took over in like 94 or whatever, after Superman died.
Superman. Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
Lantern.
Right. Yeah. What about what about Alan Scott?
Pardon?
You said Earth 1, right? Where's Alan Scott?
Well, and that this is Green Lantern Corps, I guess, of Earth. The more the present Green Lanterns in Earth, Green Lantern Alan Scott's more on Earth too now. So if it still exists, I'm not sure whether it still exists. That continuity's so messed up now.
Somebody's Ray says he's drawing himself ever since he shaved. He can't stop drawing himself. Argos says, "Ho to everyone. Hello, Argos. Thanks for joining us." Ray says, "I think they should have at least one good artist." Jeez, John, can you get one? Chad says, "Cool, Rick. Nice lantern." Watch out, Tank is turning into a blue meanie again. That's from KG. A blue meanie? What does he mean by that? What's a blue meanie, by the way?
I just know the wrestler blue meanie.
Oh, because you put on gloves? Because Tank put on gloves, he's turning into one of the Blue Man group.
No, I'm a blue meanie. Like from Yellow Submarine. I'm one of the NPCs.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah. The blue meanies were NPCs before NPCs were NPCs.
What is Chester doing over there, creaking in his chair?
Chester is just creaking in his chair.
Are you playing video games? What are you doing?
I bet he's smoking his pipe. It's creaking away.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm doing. Just listening.
Just living it up.
I'm an old man smoking a pipe, creaking in my rocking chair. How's that?
He's gone full Gandalf.
So Chester, do you play Rainbow Six Siege?
No, I don't, but my son loves it. He's got a team that's pretty good, actually.
Oh yeah, nice.
I mainly play MMOs. That's what I like.
Cool.
So you mentioned being big into war games. You've actually purchased a lot of games from Kickstarters. You used to write these kind of things. So you also mentioned on air one time, I need to talk to you because I got an idea to somebody for a game. So anything you want to share? Like even just vague, it's this type of game. It probably is reminiscent of this particular game, or
Well, I have many ideas for many different things, and probably what you heard was I'm working with Gary Shipman when he comes out with his Packins Land, his next Indiegogo project. Excuse me. They're inside the Indiegogo. All the creators, well, not all, but Ethan and those guys, they're all creating trading cards to go along with their campaigns. And
Right.
Gary wanted to do that too, but he thought it was just kind of boring to just have a trading card. So he wanted to do something that would incorporate the trading card into a game. And I said, well, I can make you a game. So I actually have 2 game ideas, but the second one is something in the future. It would have to be its own independent campaign. But with this next one, there's going to be a little set collection, Packins Land themed card game in his Indiegogo that I've made for him.
Chester,
Yes.
we need to talk offline. Just remind me. We need to talk offline because I love it.
I'm pretty good at
think
that kind of stuff.
This, having like a universal game system and us being able to put
Ooh, I think I know where you're going with
us
this.
being able to put like all of our little products and characters and MacGuffins and whatnot into a game system, we could actually answer the ultimate question of whose universe could stop Graveyard Shift.
Well, that's actually
you know what I mean?
Tank, that's already in process.
Oh, I'm so there. I'm so there. Game theory and game design is like, it's one of my hobbies, man. I love that.
Yeah, no, I do a lot of that stuff. I'm really coming over here from the board gaming world, and tabletop role playing world.
Yeah. Yeah, and I also, like you, I like to play a lot of MMOs, and I've played most of them. I used to beta test for Nexon.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I got in during, I started with the open betas, just contacted them, getting them lots of good feedback, and then I got invitations to close betas. Oh, yeah, no, dude, I love that stuff.
You want to hear a little tidbit about Ignition and what he really is? He's a sentient representation of the sun.
That's interesting.
Oh, I like it.
Is his name Horus?
No.
Oh.
But that's how powerful he's going to become.
Oh, I love it.
Basically a cosmic character, but it takes a while to get there,
Yeah, but that's where the fun is, right?
Oh, absolutely. Because every time he levels up, he's going to have to, he's going to go through tribulations as far as hey dude, look at you caused more damage than the bad guy. What the fuck, He's going to go through a lot of that. A lot of growing pains as he keeps leveling up without even knowing it's happening. It happens in the midst of battle or in the midst of fighting, and then all of a sudden it's like, holy crap, he just explodes.
Oops,
Well,
sorry, New York.
What's his name?
His name is Noah.
Noah, interesting. You know what Noah means?
No, tell me.
It means the one who fishes in the reeds.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
I think that plays into the character as we hear it a little bit. He's kind of, when you fish into the reeds, you have no idea what you're going to get. You might not catch anything.
And the oldest form of his name is actually Nud or Nuada.
Wow.
And actually, his Sumerian name is Enki.
Oh, I like that.
Well, he is actually found throughout the pantheon of gods all across Indo-Eurasia, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, Noah is a very interesting character when you track him through history. Well, the folklore history.
Yeah.
So John wants to second what Tank said. Yes, what Tank said, we are all set on collaborators on the book, but we will take a look at submissions of completed stories. Because basically what he's saying is, hey, if somebody doesn't come through by the time it needs to go to print, we're going to put something else in there. And there's the next book, which isn't horror; it's going to be sci-fi. And if your story is that, then it'll get in that one. But it may be a way of helping some of you who want to be creators and want to create your own comics to get some of us to look at this stuff.
That's true. Going into the future, right?
Yeah.
Well, then that means with John saying that, because I'm doing the two stories for him, that means that my story, the one I wrote, I'm going to need one of you guys to do it. So who's volunteering? Wow, those hands went up fast.
Well,
I'm already swamped, man. I wish I could.
I'm kind of swamped here. I'd love to do Chester, but
Same here.
I don't want
Chester,
to.
my story was a story that was supposed to appear in an anthology and didn't. Now I'm just going to tweak it again and add some pages to it.
That's cool.
But if you would like to rewrite it, we could get in, get working that way. If you'd like to re-dialogue it, I can hand you the pages, tell you what I could show you what I did the first time, and you can, because all it was a guy. He was sort of a foul-mouthed, Deadpool kind of guy, who's like, okay, then if nobody's here, I'm just gonna steal the gas,
Oh yeah, that's cool. I'll certainly look at it if you like. I did the same thing for John. Took the idea and just put it into story form. And that's cool. I'll help any way I can.
I can be quieter.
Hey guys,
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good? How's everybody?
Good, thank you.
Good. Thanks for the link, Manny.
No problem. Like I said, I'll throw you if I see you in the chat. Tell me, throw you the link, and I'll throw it to you.
Who has joined us?
This is Bill or Argos Creations.
Argo.
Hey, how's it going, Bill?
Good. I'm having trouble with my feed, but we'll see what shows up. I can't see my drawing on the Hangouts, but it looks like it's on YouTube. Nope, I'm frozen.
Yeah, you had that great D&D style art, man. I loved it.
Thank you. Hey, chat. Thanks for the highs there. Yeah, thanks. I'm doing character design tonight. It's my favorite part so far. But I'm using my phone again. I don't have access to anything else right now, so I'm not. It's flipping in and out. So we'll see how it goes. So it'll be a surprise. Like every 30, 45 seconds, you get a teaser, right?
There you go.
Cool.
Just the man of mystery. What's he drawing there?
So you're still working on that what was that D&D style project you were working on again?
Okay. Well, I started this about a year ago, and I can tell you a little bit more about my idea. I'm going to have it's kind of like an open world. I've got about 24 characters that I put together, and I'm developing their personalities, developing their motivations, and I've gotten a good party put together. And the basis of my whole storyline is just good characters it'll be fun to read. So you have the whole gambit of types of classes. There'll be thieves and fighters and elves and just that whole D&D world.
Yeah.
And the first storyline will focus on 3 friends, and it'll be like someone with a thief background and a mage and then like a paladin in training, and it'll be their younger versions of them and as they develop, and it will center around the idea of the archetype of a trinity, where each character will represent a different aspect, like mind or heart, spirit or strength, loyalty, and then also one of each of them will represent another archetype that you see in stories a lot. The drawings that you saw last night was my mischievous character, who will play like the trickster in the group. He's also going to be the crafty and intelligent one, the schemer. And then But actually, what I'm working on right now, I'm not sure if it's going to show up. It was a character I needed for the story, and she's a elven survivalist ranger type. And the more I started drawing her, the more I liked the character. So now I'm looking at how that role will be more pronounced in this storyline.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, when you get done with that and run that campaign and stuff, make sure you come over and hit me up, man. I think your art would be perfect for my Gunsmoke and Spellslingers.
Yeah, definitely. We can talk. I'm up for it. But yeah, I'm not sure where this. I'll see how this does. I mean, as far as I don't have a lot of experience writing. I wrote campaigns for a long time, but I haven't really studied writing, so I'm pretty much an amateur, and so I'll definitely.
Well, you're planning to bring this Indiegogo, right?
Yeah. Plan to bring this to Indiegogo, and I'll definitely bounce a lot of stuff off you guys, and try not to spoil it for the people who are interested in reading it. But yeah, I could whoever. Also looking for an editor. I think I heard in a chat somewhere someone had mentioned Fiverr. Like you can find an editor on Fiverr, and there's a cost to it, but it's still good to have someone who's just not can be impartial and is not connected to it at all, and give it a look over and tear it apart so I can develop faster. I think I'm trying to remember whose YouTube I saw, Kevin Cross, and he had some tips for creators, and one of them was fail fast. Actually, yeah. the faster you get through the bumps in the road, the better you're going to be.
So when is your window?
There you go. My window for development. For
putting the Indiegogo out, marketing and such.
I don't know. Too close to my microphone. Thanks, Flair. I've only got a couple pages done, so I'm looking at next year, and I got to figure out when. I just started putting together. I started just actually committing to it in the last few weeks, like saying, "This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it." So I'm putting together a timetable and how to balance, promoting and developing and the actual time drawing and networking, getting to meet people like you all, which I'm grateful for. And so, dude, my window is still not defined. We'll get there.
Well, at least you have an idea and a focus. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
You got a tentative title or a working title?
Kind of. I've got one called Questers, and I'm not too keen on it, but it sums it up. I think Adventurers has been done as a fantasy themed comic. I mean, that was a big comic that came out in the 80s. So that's one thing. That was something I was thinking of. I've been thinking of for a while and trying different names out. So I'm still in brainstorming stages. So right now I have a loose plot. I have my characters. I have a setting. So here you are, man. This is pretty much from the ground up. I mean, it's just right from the beginning. So I'm going to start documenting it, like doing a vlog on my channel of how it progresses. And also kind of like the journey of my own of like trying to transition this into an income. I thought that'd be interesting for people to see. And, there's everybody, not everybody, but anyone who wants to be a professional artist, there's tons of questions, and I thought it'd be interesting to do the whole experience and put it online and, be out there to help people learn from my mistakes or, and be able to celebrate my victories with me,
What kind of publisher are you looking to use?
For publishing, I haven't done much research except for what I've seen. Last time I did research was like Boom. I think it was Kaboom was a stateside publisher that does in demand. I think a lot of the publishing will come about how much funding is generated. You know.
Don't use Kaboom. Kaboom.
No.
No, they don't grade very well. I mean, they're still in the 9-point era, but they grade pretty low. Print Ninja is really good. Print Ninja is really good. The rates are good, and the quality is good. When you go get that comic graded, it's going to be like a 9.8, 9.7, 9.9. You might even get some 10s out of it. But with Kaboom, the quality, like for collectors.
Gotcha. Is that a domestic or is that overseas?
Yeah, they're domestic.
Okay.
I think they're based in Colorado. I'm not 100% certain. I do know that John Malin uses them and recommends them.
Yeah, I heard John talking about that. Yeah.
I've heard.
Yeah. I think they're in China. I think they print in China. They may be based in Colorado, but it's going to ship overseas still. So there's a factor that you have to look into your laid-in cost.
Yeah. I don't know.
So with that, yeah. I mean, definitely the quality of the print run and the quality of the product that comes out is very important. Yeah, absolutely. But the laid-in cost is another consideration. So, but I don't know if there's very many like I said, I haven't done a lot of the research. I'm not sure who's on this side of the globe that's printing. That would be a little cheaper to get your comics done, but still have a good quality.
Not really sure. Most of the ones I've heard of are at least printing in China. It's just cheaper, right? And the production quality in China has improved greatly.
Is there, I guess I'd have to look into it as far as like, do I need to sell, 300 copies, 200 copies, 1,000? I mean, that's kind of unrealistic at this point in my journey, but, what are you guys looking at for printers? Man. Yeah, you're right. I totally should. What are you all looking at for printing?
I'm still doing some research.
10,000 copies.
10,000. Absolutely.
Now, I would imagine a really good Indiegogo success is being able to do 10,000.
That would be amazing.
That would be amazing, yeah.
That's what we're shooting for.
Does anyone have anything printed at all, or and completed some crowdfunding and shipped books?
I did my own printing with Comics Wellspring. They are expensive.
They were expensive. How's the quality?
Yeah, the quality is good, but it's just expensive. I mean, it's the same thing that NASA used.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but what I did was I did not take their advertisement. It's not professional to have Comics Wellspring on the back of your book. That's for sure. So, and mine were wraparound covers anyways. So, but they came out fairly decent. I mean, they feel like a comic. They look like a comic. They don't, not smudging or anything. So, I mean, it's on-demand printing. It's digital printing. But like I said, it's expensive.
Well, I know that Jake, who did the Bull, he got that done by a company that will actually do a 100-run print, and they're pretty cheap.
Oh yeah, I mean,
his book's quality is fine. Nothing wrong with it at all.
The Comics Wellspring, you can do as little as 25.
Yeah.
25 books. Kablam, you can do as little as 1 if you want. I never tried them yet though. What killed me was the shipping costs for the Comics Wellspring.
Oh yeah, shipping.
Yeah, they use UPS, so I spent a lot of money just on the shipping alone. So
So yeah, distribution usually comes down to your hands and boxes and tape, I guess.
yeah. Sucks.
You know something I've seen with some of these Indiegogos though? Some of these ones are not charging additional shipping. And excuse me, I don't know why. Why would you take the shipping onto yourself? That doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you got to put that into your bottom line. Why would they want to do that?
No, you just put it on the end,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, it's like, come on. I mean, find out how much it's going to cost for your printing costs, which I know already how much would cost for my book already. So that's going to be factored into how much the price for the book, and just make a modest profit, and it's good to go. I don't understand these unknown people asking for $20 a comic book. I know it don't cost them $20 to print the damn comic book.
Well, they are trying to make money, you know.
Yeah, but who's going to take a chance on an unknown person at $20?
Dude, if I have a slot on my crowdfunding that says $20 for a physical comic book, you know that you're getting a bag full of like trick or treat goodies.
Yeah, you better have a long comic book too. Don't put out a 32-page book and ask for $20.
Yeah, the profit margin is not going to be so much on the book. The profit margin should be in your extra goodies.
Mm-hmm.
That's also where the production value comes from, because honestly, like, you just have to look at yourself and go, yeah, what I'm creating is bigger than just a book. This is I'm promoting my icon into your life. You want Unbreathable Skunk Girl cosplay photos up on the mechanics garages all around the world. You know what I mean? Like, long term, dude, I want 2065 Retribution toilet paper. All right. I really do want more than just a book, more than just a story. You have to expand beyond that. You have to reach to a broader market. One thing that Marvel and DC do get right is that they use they used to use the comic books to promote the idea, the concept of the intellectual property that would push the toy sales, push the animated series, push the television series. And we all know that they were terrible back in the day, but we watched them religiously.
Yep.
And that's what we have to do as creators. We have to, enough of this kids game. Even the guys who are making hundreds of thousands of dollars, they could be making millions of dollars if they reached outside of comic books and put their effort into a broader market. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it would be great to have, like,
merchandise.
Merchandising. It's part of the upside of the Schwartz. And it is. And remember, there's an upside and there's a downside to the Schwartz. And the Schwartz is actually Julius Schwartz, the guy who saved comic books from science fiction and the McCarthyistic era. Did everything needed to be done to keep comics afloat, just to keep it from, it was going extinct. Comic books were going the way of the dodo, the way of the buggy whip before, and it can be done again. And all we have to do is remind people that comics aren't just something you read, they're a part of your culture. This is, villains greater than life, heroes greater than life.
Preach.
Amen.
Amen.
Uh,
How's your chat doing, Manny?
I thought Todd was taking care of that tonight. Where's Todd? Did he step out? Hey, there's no Todd in our stream anymore. What happened?
Might have.
We're toddless.
We're Toddless. I don't know where he left off. Oh boy.
We're ignitionless.
We're ignitionless. Alrighty. Did we do KG said that Tank was turned into a blue meanie?
Yes. Good.
Okay. A character from the Yellow Submarine?
Yes.
Okay, so where the hell did we leave off? Does anybody remember?
After that.
Chad Milton says, I never see Chester draw. How come we don't see Chester draw?
Because Chester can't draw. I'm not an artist.
Everybody's an artist. Everybody has an inner artist.
I'm a saxophone player.
Yes, I was going to say I have to correct that. He is a literary artist, and he is a musical artist, and a lingual artist.
Thank you. And I actually am writing over here, by the way. That's what I'm doing.
That's awesome. I love it when we
writing.
I love it when we get together and work.
Yeah. That's what I figured I'd do. You guys are working. I figured I'd work too, you know.
Okay, Chad said Tank likes to draw after he murders someone.
Yikes.
That went dark.
Yeah. KG said you need to have a meerschaum pipe, Chester.
Meerschaum.
Yeah.
A meerschaum. I used to have a meerschaum pipe, but I don't have that anymore. I just have I think it's a teak wood.
Okay.
Well, you know, in response to drawing after you murder somebody, I mean, you got to get your ink from somewhere, right?
Oh, that went dark again.
Hey, and Chester, you can't be worse than Booster in drawing.
Yes, I
Nasser.
can. Actually, Rick, yes, I can.
Ray said, I love that game. It's the only game I like. So whatever game we were talking about 28 minutes ago, that's what he likes. Flair said, did you say Nexon? The Korean MMO company?
Yes, that's what he was talking about.
Yes. And we already read that John ones about collaborating and turning submissions. The deadline is January 15th for your submissions, people, if you guys want to get in. All right. Flair said, if you did say Nexon being beta testing, I was also briefly employed by them. I was part of the Maple Warrior Leaf Brigade for Maple Story. Cool. KG said, hello, Bill. Flair said, hi, Bill. Looking good, Bill. They like you, Bill.
Hey, my people. No, thank you. I showered today. I'm glad I'm looking good. I do need to shave, but you know, some people like that scruffy look.
Yeah, I'm getting the scruffy look. I haven't shaved for 2 weeks. Yeah.
It's November, man. No shave November, right?
Yeah, I'll have a full beard by the time the month is over again. I'm trying to catch up to you, Chester. Trying to catch
yeah, I got me a beard.
Oh, yes, you do. Got a good beard. Flair said, Bill, you're a tad too close to your microphone. So just be aware of that.
Is this better? I changed my mic a little bit. Okay.
It's better. Yeah, when you first came on, it was I did mute you a little bit, but you're still coming in. But you're good. You're good. You're good.
Okay.
Flair said he has a degree in English literature, and I've never thought about comic editing scene. Thank you for that thought, Bill. Okay, John said, hey, Bill, do you want to draw one of the Chester's many stories for Beyond the Gate, Tales Beyond the Gate? Are you biased? You have to be biased if you're going to draw for Chester. Chester is known to be biased in this chat.
I'm very biased.
Muddy Gates said, kablam. Print Ninja is an offset printer. Vale Mid said, Hail Raven. Argos is here. Yeah, are you biased? Say what? Laugh out loud. Flair, Cronus said, hey all. Flair said, a Skunk Girl pinup calendar. Yes, please. I bought the Squirrel Girl cosplay variant. Ooh. Okay. That'll be interesting. You want a pinup calendar like in art, or you want a pinup calendar as in women cosplayers? Tell us that when we get to the bottom of the chat, Flair. Cronus said, well, I'm gonna dong tons of trek. Well, I don't know. Well, I'm doing tons of trek in Canada. Okay, KG is promoting. Thank you, KG. Flair said, technically, porn actress Lola Ray already dressed up as Skunk Girl. Okay, so everybody's going to go hop on Google Images and go check out who Lola Ray is as Skunk Girl. Tell me if it was good or not. I'll go check that out later, I guess. Oh, boy. Kronos said, hey, all. I'm kind of busy rendering. Cool, Kronos. John Diller said Todd died from his apnea. Oh, that's rest in peace, Todd. John said. Kronos said, there you go. Kronos said, you're a musician. Well, hey, Chester, can you do 60s Trek sounds? Laugh out loud.
How's that?
Sounds pretty good. Kronos says, shower was that. Shower was that? I got the Moses look. Okay, so you must have a beard also. Vale Need said, Hail Raven, the most rational of Titans. And Joshua Yu says, Hail Raven, okay, I'm back. The emergency meeting is over. They had an emergency meeting. Cool. And we are caught up with the chats. Thank you, chats.
Who had an emergency meeting?
Joshua Hughes. And Joshua Hughes said, did Tank already talk about the crazy cults that he was part of? No, he has not said anything about the cults that he has been a part of.
No, I haven't gotten to that yet.
So
I was waiting for the right time.
So I guess the right time is not yet. So
All right.
It's coming up soon, people. Whenever you want to go.
So recently I joined the Cult of Raven, Hail Raven. And I mentioned... What's that?
You are a heretic. I thought you were with the Pope Rogue.
Well, I am with the Pope Rogue. See, I'm multi-denominational because I'm also the founding member of the cult of the Temple of the Toaster Oven. Oh, mighty toaster oven, you make the tuna melt nice and crispy. Amen. Ding. And I was once a part of the online troll cult, the Cult of Squid. All hail Squid 777. I was Squid Thump 777, enforcer of Squid. I bore armor made of living calamari, and I had a whip of squid with tentacles laced with poison and truth. So I am no stranger to the pseudo-religious chat trolling. It's actually really fun. So yeah, hail Raven, hail Pope Rogue. Pope Rogue is still the best.
Yeah.
Because Pope Rogue is a trusted sidekick.
I haven't seen Pope Rogue on here yet. I wonder where he's
the young boy wonder.
Yeah, he's hiding somewhere.
Oh, good. The chimpanzees are taking a break.
Ah, cool.
Yeah,
Got a lot of
banana break.
You got a lot of chimpanzees there.
I do. I can't wait till I move. Then they'll be outside where they belong.
Yeah, but
and I'll be in my studio.
Sounds so good, though. I like that.
Bill.
Yeah.
I do apologize.
Okay.
Oh, goodness. Come on. That was a little bit funny.
I don't get it. But that's okay. No, I know John was asking about if I was going to do anything for the Tales from Beyond the Gate. still trying to figure out how long it's going to take me to get a page done. So I don't want to try and dip into anything right now, but it sounds like an awesome project. I don't know. Maybe if I can figure out my schedule, or when I figure out my schedule, I can be a little bit more determinate in what I can do. But the project looks cool. I saw John drawing some the other day. And so this is like a collab, right? You guys are putting together and you're going to put out. It's an anthology.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Love anthologies. Miss that. They don't really make those anymore.
Yeah, and it's particularly it's a good idea over here in this community because it allows many creators to be seen at the same time. It's basically a promotional and marketing opportunity, really, right?
Yep.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, sir.
So what's the kind of page count you're looking for from somebody? I mean, like it's a...
Well, it really
2
all
page, 4
depends
page?
on the... Oh,
A max
a
of
minimum
12.
is 3, a max of 12.
Okay. What was that, Rick?
Oh, I was just saying the same thing as Tank.
Oh, max is
of
12. Okay. Gotcha. Well, and it's all horror themed?
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
for
one,
this
yes.
one.
And you have multiple writers, multiple artists?
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm guessing, Chester, you have a few stories stashed away that
I
would be
do.
appropriate for it? Yeah.
I most certainly do. Yes.
Well, I'm intrigued. Anything to learn for, man, I want to get better, but I haven't done anything off anyone's script or...
Jeez. Somebody building a house? Birdhouse?
Monkey House?
I think that was Chester
That's with his pipe.
tapping out his pipe.
Or is that Chester typing with one big finger?
Could be.
Ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk.
It was tobacco related.
Tobacco.
All right.
Ooh.
Yeah. How come I'm the only one who smokes a pipe? What's up with that?
Oh, I lost mine in my move to Oregon.
I've never smoked a pipe in my life.
I quit
I don't
smoking out
smoke.
of pipes.
And I had a family member, we'll say those to protect their identity, who had used one of my tobacco pipes for non-tobacco related purposes
I
and
see.
ruined a pipe that I had spent years smoking only Cavendish out of.
Oh.
So
ruined
it was a well-seasoned pipe.
You couldn't save it.
Oh, no, it was like I could always just taste it right there. It was like sucking on a skunk's butt.
Wow.
And there's another story for Skunk Girl.
Sucking on us.
Hey, no.
Sorry, this isn't drawn and quartered. My bad. Here you go.
Say that again, Tank.
hey now.
Oh boy. Here you guys go.
Nice. There you go.
Right in your face. In your face.
Yeah, but no, Bill,
No.
if you're interested, just talk to me later.
Okay. Yeah, I'll hit you up later on Twitter or something. You can tell me more.
Absolutely, yeah.
Who's making that sexy girl? Wow. It's cool. Cool, Bill.
Okay, so I need help deciding the design. So feedback would be cool. They're both pretty similar. It's just the chest. It's either like a green plate on the left, or more of a fabric thing on the right with that. Oh, there goes my screen. If I move or something, or the one on the right awesome. Can you? Okay, go from memory.
Oh boy, what happened to? Rest in peace, Bill.
Yeah,
Am I back? I'm back.
you are back.
You're the blue man now.
I am the blue man.
Yeah.
I got kicked out of the blue man group. I'm just the blue man.
Yeah. John Dillard said, "Try not to spam your chat, but now I'm falling asleep." Well, that's not a good thing. You're gonna be a big rig, John. Wake up, please. Flair said, which would be easier to produce, an illustrated SG pinup calendar or a cosplay calendar? I think it'll be drawn by you, Manny, and full of approved fan art. That would be cool to have some fan art in a calendar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, keep on sending them to me, people. I post them on DeviantArt. I give you guys full credit. That is for sure. I promote your fan art. Joshua Hughes says Popefire had a live stream. Well, John Dillard said, "Hail Raven." Manuel Correa said, "WTF is the stream coming to?" That was when you were talking, Tank,
Oh.
with all your coats. I'm like, what the hell is this going?
The online cults. Yeah.
It's like, what?
That's why that's why this whole cult of Raven, cult of Starfire stuff. It's nothing new to me.
Yeah. And Vale Ned said, Joshua Hughes, fire can be intense. Chronos said, fish rots. Flair said, you got to be squidding me. Joshua Hughes says, laugh out loud. Those coats sounded awesome. We're glad that you have joined ours, even though you say that Pope Rogue is the best Pope.
It's Pope Rogue is the best Pope. But come on now, Raven's the best Titan.
Okay, cool. John Dillard said, all this silence and gentle rainfall is making me swerve.
Oh, no.
So Joshua says, Vale.
Deer, watch out, deer.
Deer. Squirrel. Squirrel.
Girl!
Can't just yell out squirrel, Rick. You got to do it in your voice. You got squirrel. Squirrel.
Yeah, and then I said girl.
Girl. I thought you said squirrel. Okay.
You said squirrel. I said girl.
Joshua says, Vale need indeed. John Dillard said, can you draw cavemen? Tell him, Chester.
Yes, he can draw caveman quite well.
Cool. 3 to 12 pages plus every story needs a title page. So if you guys are going to give submissions, make sure you have a title page to your story, John Dillard said. John Dillard said, Manny, I like your new low T format. Very relaxing. Yes, it's the Gatekeeper Hour with Manny and Tank and Chester.
Hey.
And friends. With Bill and Rick, of course, and Todd. If Todd ever comes back. Todd, come back. Shane. KG said night all.
Come back to Florida.
KG said night all. Time for sleep. Yeah, it must be 8 o'clock. And yes, it is 8 o'clock sharp. KG goes to sleep. Joshua Yu says, Velneed, well, I don't know. That's her opinion. I might not be the best idea, but I would be okay for him joining one of the FS streams. How hard did she come at you? LOL. I guess Raven is trying to get Velneed to join. Flair Manny, take all the skunk jokes with horror. Let me be the first to tell you that your comic stinks and you can't wait. Oh, copy.
Wow, lovely, lovely.
There's
the love.
Yeah, so much love. Joshua Hughes, what's the Blue Man Group? Blue Man Group is in Las Vegas, and they have like a show, and they do musical numbers, and it's pretty awesome. which is what Flair just said. Okay, Pope Rogue showed up. Hey guys.
Hey, Pope Rogue.
Oh,
Hey, Bob.
one shout out to Pope Rogue too. Joshua Hughes said, I wouldn't take it personally except for the insults against our goddess Raven. John Dillard said, I lost count of the legion of squirrels I have sent to the spirit world under my tires.
Wow.
Flair said, honor, Manny, not horror. LOL. Reread. Oh, la 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 la. I said horror.
Okay,
yeah.
I don't know if you could lock on my screen while I still have a picture here. I have a name for this character.
Okay, you are locked.
Okay, this is gonna be Rogue. It's a rogue named Ravenfire.
There you go. That's a winner.
I just brought all the popes together. I just brought all the popes together, man.
That's how you work the politics, Bill.
But you got to get
There you
Robin in
go.
there. You got to get Robin and Doom in there too.
Do I? Okay.
Yeah, there's a Robin and Doom.
Nice. Nice.
So you
We'll
have
work
the
that
male
in.
pope, and
This-
the male pope, and the female pope.
But you did get the three most important popes in this chat. Yes. Starfire, Raven, and Pope Rogue. That's the only one that we
Nice.
care about here.
So one of the first characters introduced out of this book will be the Rogue Ravenfire, named after the popes. And with that, I'm going to sign out because my phone is overheating, and I don't think I'm going to be able to communicate much longer.
That is cool. Nice show you coming on.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, nice talking to you, Bill.
And
Thanks
I,
for that.
like I said, I will show you the link whenever you come in the chat, or I might just show you the link before you come in the chat. All right?
Yeah. Thanks for the invite, man. And this is a great group. I'm really happy to be a part of it right now. So you all have a good night.
And we love your artwork. It's awesome.
You too.
Yeah, great art.
Thank you. Thanks, Manny. Thanks, Chester. Thanks, Rick, Tank, and
And
who am I
friend.
missing? And friend,
And friend.
and friend in
John.
the chat,
John. Yeah.
and Bobby, and Cindy, and Marcia, and Greg.
Good night, John Boy.
Good night, John Boy.
I was faster.
I know. Damn it.
All right. We'll see you guys later.
Later,
All
Bill.
right. Later.
Oh boy. I remember fighting with my sister, telling her, I want to watch Disney. I want to watch the Waltons. I want to watch Disney. Oh, they came on at the same time. There was no DVRs back then. You had to watch one show. Jeez. The good old days. Knock now. Everybody's saying bye, Bill. Oh, there's a Pope Psylocke in the chat now. Great.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Psylocke's been around for a while.
I know, but she hardly comes in here, so it's cool to have her come in. Thank you, Pope Psylocke. Praise Psylocke. I am not important, I hear. You just don't show up enough. You got to show up more, then you'll be one of the popes here.
Who are you talking about, Pope Robin?
Oh, Pope Psylocke showed up.
Oh, hey, Pope Psylocke.
Hmm.
Third best Marvel Pope. Just kidding. I'm instigating. I'm just talking trash.
John Diller's talking trash. He said, much like Hillary, Bill has no stamina. Oh, poor Bill. Don't just jump on the chat for only an hour, Bill. John's gonna skewer you. Our friendly neighborhood troller, John.
Should
From
be
my-
honored to be trolled by such a saint.
From our crew, man. Oh, are you okay, Chester?
Now you just made me cough with the Saint comment. God trying to kill me.
Gosh. What's he saying?
How your drawings coming together, guys?
Oh,
What we're drawing tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, doing pretty good. It's
yeah.
it's one of those talky talk pages, just setting up the next fight scene. That's what I'm doing right now. You know, trying to introduce all the characters.
Is that an official term? Should I write that down? Talkie talk?
That's what I say. Talky talk. You know where I got that from? What movie? That kind of outs me on what kind of movies I like to watch. Oh, for shame. I'm assuming you've seen South Pacific.
Of course, yeah.
Yes. Are we the only one that watched South Pacific?
Probably.
Probably. Everybody's like, what are they talking about? It's a cool song. Oh, the girl was.
I've heard the movie. Heard of the movie. You haven't seen it.
That young woman was hot. Oh, just to watch that movie for her. Whew. It was filmed in Kauai. That movie.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of movies that film over in Hawaii.
Yeah, but that was filmed long time ago.
Yeah, Elvis liked filming over there too.
Yeah, he did. Oh, which one did he do? He did it at the Palms Resort. I remember. Can't think of the movie, but yeah.
Several of them, I think.
Yeah, a whole bunch. John Wayne did a few movies there too.
Mm-hmm. Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park. That's when the hurricane came through and destroyed all the sets. Yeah, that was a bad hurricane in 1992 or 93, somewhere around there, early 90s. It was horrible.
Well, I didn't get to Hawaii in 96.
I mean, it just wiped out that island, that hurricane that came through.
You just had a near miss with a hurricane here recently, huh?
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for the winds coming down that kind of broke up that hurricane, we were lucky. It would have been devastating, that for sure. Oof.
Have you and Edwin hooked up yet?
Only on the phone. We've talked on the phone, and I keep him abreast of what's going on. So, and I see him in the chat. Just make sure he remembers me. Of course, he remembers me. So.
Well, you guys are on the same island. I mean, you could easily just go meet up and have lunch or something.
Yeah, I should do that, but he seems to be very busy. You know, I need to say that one day. It's like, hey, what's up? Maybe go meet him at church or something.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Or you go get some Zippy's chili with him.
Oh. Maybe we'll go Chinese or something. Or Japanese. That'll be good too.
My wife says the Japanese food in Hawaii is not so good.
Yeah, I knew she was going to say that.
Japanese are very proud, I guess.
Well, here's my Green Lanterns that I did. Green Lanterns of Earth.
Okay, now where's the best Green Lantern? I don't see the best Green Lantern.
Oh, what? Guy, he's right there.
Guy Gardner.
Yeah.
He's a DICK. He's horrible. For Halloween one year, Pope Rogue was dressed up as...
Rick, put it back up, Rick.
Yeah, put him back up, Rick. We're not finished with you. We got it locked on you. So I think about 4 years ago, Pope Rogue was Guy Gardner, and I was Kilowog.
Nice.
Yeah.
Kilowog's my favorite lantern.
That is my favorite lantern. I love Kilowog.
So,
We
Rick,
were
when
friends
you
for a reason.
your potato,
Pardon?
you need a better camera.
It's just the one off my laptop. I can bring it closer. Does that help?
Okay, so I see Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner, John Stewart, Kyle Rayner. Who's the lady?
Jessica Cruz.
Okay, and who's the other guy on the other side?
Simon Baz.
You don't got Kilowog. You don't got Tomare. You don't got Arissa. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, as I
I
said,
was just doing the humans.
I know. It's like, such a racist. He couldn't do some aliens. Come on.
That's right. He's a human racist.
Yeah.
Sinestro was the best Green Lantern.
Sinestro was awesome. I did like Sinestro.
Sinestro was a very good Green Lantern. Unfortunately, he just had such a loose interpretation of the rules it didn't fly. And if he had just composed himself and brought himself back to the order and been like, look, I'm sorry, I know I was a real card, wasn't I? They probably would have taken him back, but no, he got to go start his own Yellow Lanterns nonsense.
Go all getting uppity and such.
That's right.
Ignition is in the chat. I don't know why he's not coming on. Ignition said Chester's chest is ripped like Arnold's.
It is.
Show some bobs. Ooh. New Hero Comics says howdy. Howdy, New Hero Comics.
Hey, hello.
It's Hillel.
Hey, Hillel.
Is anybody friends with Hillel? You want to send them I should have Hillel. Why do I not have him?
I probably do. Let me go check.
Yeah, go trum the link if he wants to come on. He can come on. Okay. Not gonna read that, John. It's mean. Flair said, "Hi, New Hero Comics." New Hero Comics said, "Flair, how are you this morning?" Oh, it's morning in Israel. Awesome. New Hero Comics says, "John Diller gaming the system." Hey, John. New Hero Comics says, "John Diller gaming the system. Good to see you this morning." John Diller said, "Hi, New Hero." New Hero Comics says, "Ignition, get tuned in." Hey, Todd. Flair says, "I'm doing well. Enjoying my first live stream with Manny and company tonight." Oh, cool. Thank you, Flair. And John Diller said, "And to you, sir." Flair said, "How about yourself?" Ignition said,
Hillel, I just sent you the link in Facebook, man.
Ignition said, "Chester has a bodybuilder's page. If we only knew that before we drew Skunk Guy." Okay, Skunk Guy as a bodybuilder. Ignition said, "Hey, New Hero." New Hero said, "Flair, just got back from dropping the kids off at school. Cool." Ignition said, "Dilly dilly." Flair said, "Very nice. Sit back and relax now." New Hero Comics said, "Kilowog is awesome." I hope that's a good thing. We have to ask him when he gets on here.
He's just saying awesome in a different
Yiddish. Or
Howdy.
okay. New Hero said, "Flair, thanks. I shall." Ignition said, "Zippy was a monkey. Remember, Busby? Was Zippy a monkey?"
Zippy was a monkey.
I don't remember that. What show was that on?
I have no idea. I'm just agreeing.
And John Dillard said, "Looks like my original character, El Lanterno Verde." It's talking to you, Rick. He has
Hey, it's not me he's ripping off this time. It's DC Comics, so he's going to be in trouble with them, not me. So
New Hero Comics says, "Haha." New Hero Comics says, "I guess Verde is green." Yes, it is. Chad Milton says, "Where's Duck Dodger's Green Lantern?" Yeah, where's the Duck Dodgers, man?
he's alternate universe.
It says, "That's how you draw a six-pack." Ooh, Rick, Todd say you draw very good six-packs. Chad Milton says, "No, John." Oh, he did draw John Stewart.
Yes, John Stewart is right there.
Yeah, he drew John Stewart. Eagle 43 said, "Kilowog, best Green Lantern. Second best to Green Lantern is Duck Dodgers." Everybody likes Duck Dodger. You need to
Duck
draw
Dodger
that.
is awesome, yeah.
Yeah, you need to
Yeah,
do that, Carlos.
John Stewart, the most boring comic book character ever created.
Oh, is he that bad?
Hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Very boring.
Very boring. Ignition said, "Get the Cheetos off the camera." Man, that's mean. I like Cheetos. I like Chester.
Yeah, yeah. But because I'm so ripped and buff, I can't eat Cheetos.
New Hero Comics says, "There's one thing I don't get about Ethan's lantern emotion spectrum. Each ring gets their power from the emotion they embody." Really?
Yeah.
I did not read Ethan's Green Lantern because I wasn't reading comics for so many years. Sorry.
I'll tell you what, with that, we forget that Ethan created that sometimes. But that is a big hit in DC right now.
Cool.
Those are the emotional spectrum that he put up.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I personally on DC Universe Online love my Red Lantern tank.
Yeah.
New Hero Comics says, "Hey, except for the Yellow Lantern." Why not? Must be the best.
Fear.
Well, because fear is about the fear they instill in others, not in themselves. They're not trying to scare themselves; they're trying to scare others. So the green power is the will, their willpower internalized. The red is the rage they feel, but the Yellow Lanterns are about scaring others, not themselves.
Oh, cool. Ignition says, "Tank isn't watering monkeys currently."
Yeah, but the problem, Hal, is Ethan didn't create the Lantern Corps, the Yellow Lantern Corps. They were already created. I'm pretty sure, anyways.
Yeah, that's not what we're talking about, Rick.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Chad Milton said, "Nice, Rick." And Ignition said, "Rick has a fan behind him. He's not Canadian." And we're caught up with the chat. And hello, LL. How are you doing this fine morning?
Doing great. I'm feeling extremely awesome this morning. I don't know why. Very energetic.
Do you want to introduce yourself to the chat so they know who you are?
Sure. I'm Hillel Penrod, and I have a project I'm working on called Inner World. And if you want to see some videos and drawing videos and whatnot by me, you can go to New Hero Comics on YouTube, and you can see those. And that's what I'm up to.
Cool. And the burning question is, what is Oysum?
Oh, I like to make up Yiddish words sometimes. So Oysum is my made-up Yiddish version of awesome.
Ah, that's what I thought. That's what I said. It must be Yiddish.
I love it.
I thought that
I'm gonna use it. Awesome. Oh, dude, I can't wait to tell my friend Steve. He's gonna love it. He's a Mexi Jew.
Mexican?
There are a lot of Jews in Mexico.
Wow, cool.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, we got a lot of Jews in Mexico and Ethiopia.
Ethiopia?
All over the world.
Oh, that's cool. That's neat.
And here you guys thought we were all white guys.
Hey, Sammy Davis Jr. was a Jew.
Yep.
That's right. Nell converted to Judaism from what was it? We're talking about Willis. Different Strokes.
Give me a break.
Was it Give Me a Break?
Yeah, give me a break.
Okay, give me a break then. Okay.
You're talking Nell Carter, right?
Nell Carter, that's right. Yeah.
You guys ever seen the movie Hair?
Sure.
Heard of it.
She's skinny in that movie. Nell Carter. She was one of the singers in that movie.
Oh, wow.
I mean, not super skinny, but I mean, much fitter. It's like, wow, that's Nell Carter. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna head out, guys. I gotta get up early.
The chat was waiting for you to do Duck Dodgers.
I will do Duck Dodgers Friday.
Oh, Friday. What's happening for the next 2 days?
Tomorrow's anime and Thursday's Marvel. Friday's sci-fi. Duck Dodgers is sort of sci-fi. So
You're gonna be on Thursday. You're gonna go on early or something.
yeah, I'll go on like 7.
Cool.
I guess I'm going. I guess I'm drawing on your channel tomorrow too. I
Tomorrow.
don't know.
Tomorrow is the pro edition of Drawn and Quarter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
So what are they drawing this week, anyways?
I don't know.
Find out tomorrow.
Oh, okay. I thought they picked it already.
Is there any sort of theme, like they've been doing '80s cartoons, and all that?
I'm not
Anybody-
sure. I just show up and moderate.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll see everybody tomorrow.
Good
Bye,
night.
Rick.
See you later.
Okay, now bust out the beers, boys. Now that the youngin has left.
How old is he?
No, he's old, but he's
Oh,
he's a good boy. He doesn't do the drinking and the smoking and all the fun stuff.
So I don't know if you guys can see this clearly because I do use Potato Cam brand camera.
Okay, wait, let me go click it on you. Oh, where is y'all? Okay, that's ooh, wow. Really?
So yeah, this is going to be kind of like a,
Oh.
I don't know, like a mech, but I'm going to incorporate some of the elements from Ed 209. So it bears that little similarity, just to kind of showcase her her badassery.
Cool.
And I'm going to put "It's good to be the king" and then cross out king and write Apex Predator.
Very nice, Tank. Very provocative pose there.
Right. It's provocative, but there's tons of clothing. She's got at least 2 outer layers of clothing going on.
At least.
At least 2.
But hey, I gotta get people into this, and I don't have any sexy pinups of her because she's just not a sexy pinup character.
Yes, she is.
Well, she has that in her, but I don't know. Like every time I want to draw her, I like, Captain America or, Grifter, or do John Wick or something like that. Like I'm like she's a very feminine character, but she's also that hardcore pipe hitter, who, she's about the action, the commitment. Later in the story, we do get into some adult material. It's not too adult. Remember, this is a rated R comic, so we don't go past certain boundaries. But and we do explore her libido side. But no, in the beginning of the story, there's really not much of that at all, because she's at the beginning of the story, she is a tool of destruction. She considers herself to be the apex predator. That there's nothing that she can't hunt down and kill. Which, you got to play into the weakness of that level of hubris. And we do in the first issue.
All right.
Hubris comes to bite her.
Cool. Can you guys talk amongst yourself? I'll be right back. I gotta go do something.
Absolutely.
So take over Tank and Chester and Hillel.
So yeah, Chester, I think this is a story. I'm gonna send you an advance copy, like Ashcan, but with all the words and whatnot, because I think this is a story you would enjoy. Just from observing how you dissect your comic books.
Interesting.
And it's a good, solid sci-fi. I say that with a degree of confidence. I usually don't say that about my stuff. I am, like most artists, my worst critic.
You know,
This
Chester.
is a.
Oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead.
Chester, you mentioned last night that you read cuneiform, and I remembered after we got off that I had actually begun a story where I had put the characters in this on this world that was kind of like ancient, Samaria, and I had been to research for the book. I'd done a lot of research on Samaria, and I had to started learning a little bit of cuneiform from it, just because I was trying to figure out names to come up with for people and whatnot. And I ended up stopping the project because it became so much research. Because I'm not a cuneiform or Sumerian scholar, and I moved on to something else. But it was I saw the idea to the general desire to go and finish it someday. But it just you reminded me last night. I had that sitting back there.
Well, what do you want to do with the cuneiform? You want to have it like on the walls or something like that?
No, I was mainly the reason I was looking into the cuneiform was because, well, yeah, I mean they have it in like their writing, because it's the first writing system, so they were using that, and but I was mainly looking for names and trying to name things. Like I was trying to come up with names for, like, they had a sort of, almost called like a cult of priests who were the literate ones, and they held control over literacy, and you were only considered a scholar if you got they said you were a scholar, and that led to you having different types of positions within the government. And I tried to model as much as I could on ancient Sumerian and ancient Mesopotamian culture, and the idea was that they would start off like the wheel, if I remember correctly, was actually invented in Sumer at some point, and most of the farming and a lot of basic things that we take for granted as simple technology was innovated over there. And so I was going to have them come from that kind of level of technology, and then they were going to have other humans or humanoids were going to introduce to them higher levels of technology and martial fighting and things like that. And that's why I was looking at the cuneiform. So
you want names is what you want.
Right. The main thing I was looking for, like, names and titles and what things are called. So I believe I came up with a king is called like a Lugal.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It depends on the type of king, but.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the difference, if you don't mind saying?
Well, it depends on if we're talking about Sumer or Syria or Acadia. It depends on if they're regional or they're under an overking or stuff like that. It also depends, are they part of the king's list? Are they starred, that meaning counted kings, which would mean they would be the, the god kings. There's all kind of titles. It's quite complicated.
Well, that's what I was getting from it. And what I was having was the main king, the main Lugal. He had rule over 5 city-states, including his own. And I think I was making each city-state, because if I remember from my reading, each city-state was, if you had one city-state, you could be more or less called a king. And so then he would be the king of those kings.
Okay, well, in that case, he might be like, you could, depending on what region you're using, and remember and understand that this is an assumption of what these words sound like. We don't really know what the words sound like. We can read them, but
it's dead language,
right? That, depending, you could use something like an Lugal or Lugal on Nutep, or with the Egyptian connection, because they had a direct connection to Egypt, by the way.
Right. The ancient Egyptian culture seems to appear almost out of nowhere, but they have these strong Sumerian ties.
Well, I think they came out of Samaria. If you read,
that's what I was hinting at. Yeah, they probably came out of Samaria.
Yeah, if you read the old Sumerian stories, like the Enuma Elish and the other things like that, and you assume that instead of assuming it's just fantasy, and you look at it more in a historical way, well, they tell you right there that one of their royal families went and founded and created Egypt. I mean, they say it in their own story.
Okay, well, it's interesting because we have a midrash. It's like a story exterior to the main Bible itself, and in it, it talks about the first pharaoh of Egypt, and he was actually a Sumerian who came in, um, and sort of, he was extremely wise, and that's how he came to power, using his wisdom.
Yeah, sure. His name was Inky.
Oh, Inky, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't remember what he's called.
And his whole family, they were kind of in the stories, they were kind of forced into that area. Actually, it was a lot of politics in the royal family and such. But yeah, no, there's a lot of interesting stuff out of that. And then, of course, you have parallel histories which deal with the Shemshur, which are supposedly, wise men from what we would call Ireland today, and they were involved as well. If you did, like I said, if you look at the problem we have in anthropology is this, and I do apologize for getting off comic books, but the problem we have is this: you have various, how should I say, you have various factions in anthropology.
Yeah.
And the most powerful faction is the Egyptology one.
Right.
And the simple fact of the matter is the history we have is showing us that Egypt was a civilization that came out of Mesopotamia and some other regions. It's not the first. There's a lot of evidence for this. It's growing every year. But they don't want to hear it because they make a lot of money off their books, these professors and such, off of trade and, commercialism and tourism and stuff like that. So, unfortunately, money corrupts anthropology in a major way. So whereas we'll take like the Sumerian histories and they will look at them and they'll take certain pieces and say, oh, this is historical. And then they'll take a piece that's sitting right next to it in the same body of work and say that, oh, that's fantasy.
Yeah.
And this is the problem. Now, I'm certainly of the school of thought that I would much rather look at these as being more of a historical look at things that maybe have some folklore put on top of them. And with that thinking, Egypt certainly came out of Mesopotamia.
Right. I mean, yeah. No, I almost minored in history as a kid when I was younger, and it was specifically like ancient history. So I'm recalling all of my research from back then, which has been a long time. But I remember kind of drawing a similar conclusion, which was that it seemed like Egypt sort of came out of. I mean, they were the innovators of technology. I mean, the wheel and other just farming came out of the Mesopotamian area, then of course, Egypt is sort of almost a suddenly advanced race, or not race, but people, given they have this scholarly upper class. And as Aristotle says, you can't have people reclining in scholarship until you've taken care of some basic fundamental needs.
No, absolutely. The cultures don't come out of nowhere.
Right.
I do have to leave here in a second, but I will say this as far as language goes. One thing we know, and once again, we can't get past the Egyptologists, is that cuneiform is coming out of some of the Proto-Sumerian stuff we find up in the up north, more toward Russia and southern Russia and stuff like that. And we also know that ancient Hebrew is something that came out of cuneiform, as did some of the Eastern languages as well. And the interesting thing about the ancient Hebrew, which of course brings into modern day Hebrew, is there's a lot of evidence that suggests that the day-to-day written language of Egypt was ancient Hebrew. And that's a very interesting thing too, because the reason I say this is, yes, those Proto-Sumeric languages are certainly the oldest that we have access to, but actually probably the oldest functional everybody could use language is actually probably ancient Hebrew.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
I'd like to talk to you more about this sometime.
Sure. Absolutely.
I love this stuff. stuff is fantastic. Well, I think it also getting it back to comics. I think doing this kind of stuff makes comic books more interesting. Like,
No, you need to do your research. This is certainly true.
yeah, but it makes it so much more interesting, I think. So, I know you have to go, so I don't want to keep you. If you know.
No, I got to go to work. Yeah, I got to go to work.
Okay. See you later, Chester. Thank you for coming on.
Oh, no problem. Sorry for the history lesson, Manny.
Oh, no, that's cool. I mean, very educational. I mean, different. I mean, we are a different channel here. We have a whole bunch of stuff that we talk about. We have a lot of learned people that come on our channel. You know,
And you'll never bore me with history. So.
oh, neither do I. I love history. When I went to the University of Hawaii, most of my courses was in history. I mean, I could have double majored. I should have spent an extra semester or two and get a double major. Yeah, should have done that. I love history.
All right, guys. Well, I do have to go. Thank you for inviting me over. And I know Tank was chomping at the bit to get into that conversation. So you'll have
Another time, Chester. Thank you so much.
All right, later, guys.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, let me go recap the chat since they're being rowdy out there. And we did have a review about our chat tonight, which I will get to pretty soon, guys. I think we need to step up our game. Todd said, Rick, blow away the Cheeto dust. I guess that's Chester's dust all over Rick. You. Vale Need said, I may be wrong, but I think he created the Yellow Lantern Corps, just not the Yellow Ring, because Sinestro already had one. Cool. Ignition,
Right.
Ignition says, I'm Hell L, bad as hell, Cool J. Ooh, he likes your name. John Dillard said, DC will have to deal with my super lawyer, John Zillard, from the law offices of Gillard and Zillard. Yeah. Todd said, laugh out loud. Chad Milton was talking about Rick saying he's 45, I think. Yes, he is 45. Ignition said, show Bob's before you leave. But he did not show Bob's before you leave. Ignition said, Rick's glasses have glasses. Yes, poor Rick has 2 pairs of glasses on. John Dillards is chastising us because we make fun of Rick. No, I do not make fun of Rick. I think Rick is awesome. He just needs a little ribbing once in a while. Vale Ned said, wait, I wasn't paying attention. Skunk Girl is the apex predator? Is that right? Yes, you are right, Vale. Very good. Thank you. Joshua Hughes says, I'm behind Pope Fire Rogue Raven character. Who is this Bill and what's his Twitter? He is Argo Creations. That's where you can find Bill. Ignition said, huh? I think Ignition just woke up. Good morning, Todd. He has a whole bunch of puzzled faces. A lot of puzzle faces. A lot of puzzle faces. I don't know what the last one is. Like whatever emoji that is. Ignition said, Inky stick. No. Nope. That's not going to happen. Censored.
Just nope.
Ignition said his word Mesopotamia comes from Greek word meaning land between the rivers.
Right.
Ignition said goodbye. I guess that's to Chester. Flair said goodbye. Good night, Chester. Ignition says he's watering his monkey again. Oh my goodness! Not watering his monkey. His monkeys are typing away. Type.
Work, you darn dirty apes.
Okay. Velneed said the review of the chat. What's wrong with the chat? Joshua, you says good night, Chester. And where the hell happened? Did I miss something? Oh yeah, I missed one that's very important. My cousin said I just got a review of this show. We need more trash talking. Yeah, I got a review when I took my little break there. It's like, what is wrong with you guys? No trash tonight. It's very clean. It's so nice.
Oh, I know. It was.
It's like, what is wrong with you people?
It was disgusting.
I know it's disgusting. I mean, I got stuff off my chest on Cross's show. I came to peace with Brandon. Brandon and I are at peace now, people. We had a we didn't have a few words because Brandon didn't say anything to me. I'm like, seriously, dude? He just took it. He took my lecture and that was it. And it wasn't very long. It was maybe a couple sentences, and he didn't have anything to say back to me. Now I have to watch tomorrow's show and see what he's going to say to Rick when I'm not there. Big talk when I'm not around, boy. Yeah. No, we're cordial to each other, and maybe one day he will appear on this show. It's all up to him. It all depends on how he conducts himself. He'll get it. He'll understand eventually.
Yep. Sure will. I'm not very talkative right now because I'm all concentrating on measurements. I'm putting in some typeset here.
Why do you have to do that? Why do you want to measure?
Oh, because I want to do that whole thing. It's good to be the king and cross it out. Put Apex Predator.
You know what's bad is when you... Oh, go, keep on going.
I was going to say, since, that's kind of like one of her taglines.
The Apex
that
Predator.
She is the Apex Predator.
Oh, she should fight the real Predator, and then they can find out who's better.
Oh, she would murder that poor creature from outer space. Oh, dude, that would be xenocide.
So...
Did you ever see the Batman Predator comics?
I read that when I was a kid, and I was such a fan of Batman and Predator that honestly, I can't tell you if it was good or not because I loved it.
Oh, I loved it too. I thought it was fantastic. I mean, look, I'm a fan, but I'm not a fan to where I'll like anything that's just given to me that has the character. Right. But I really did enjoy Batman versus Predator. I mean, I thought it was a really good matchup because you've got, Batman who can pretty much take on just about anybody if he's given enough time to plan. He's not given enough time to plan. Almost anybody can take him out, I think. But even if he is Batman. But no, it was great, and I think the ship blew up at the end of it. But I think they had a sequel to it, Batman versus Predator 2.
Yeah.
That one I don't remember at all.
Not that. I didn't remember that one at all either. But one other one that I actually particularly enjoyed was Superman versus Alien.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
It was great because he was next to useless for half the comic because he got xenomorph acid in his eyes so early on. I loved that. I was like, yeah, no, that's really scary because xenomorph acid, according to the Dark Horse universe, it's a molecular acid. It really just sends the neutrons flying out of anything it touches. It just breaks down anything. Except for, what is it? Except for one of the comics went into the chemistry of it, but basically it was, an organic polymer that made the aliens resistant to it.
I didn't know that. So when I read it, I thought, oh, that's just they just did that to make Superman weaker so that they could actually fight. So I didn't really realize that the acid was that powerful.
Oh yeah, no. I love because science.
Oh, I love that show.
They did a thing where Darth Vader. They did the science behind Darth Vader versus Alien. And it doesn't end well for Darth Vader. Because as soon as he slices one of those aliens and hits one of the acid sacs that's inside of their body, because it's not just necessarily just their blood, they also have pockets of it in their body to, ward off predators. And as soon as Darth Vader slices through one of those, it's going to explode into a fog of acid. Anybody who's played D&D knows that that's bad. Very, very bad.
Yeah.
And
Darth
Vader has to breathe.
Yeah, but he's got a problem because in one of his other episodes, he says that he basically says that a lightsaber is more or less a plasma torch, and once you ignite it, everything around you is caught on fire. So in that sense, if that's true, then he doesn't have to even slice the Predator. He just turns on his lightsaber and the thing has gone toast.
True, but I dispute with him on the whole lightsaber thing because the lightsaber can be a plasma blade encased in a negative Kelvin in a negative temperature magnetic field, in a very, very tight magnetic field, something that is most discernibly space opera level technology.
Well, I think that what they miss, what he misses, and other people who do like comics and science miss sometimes, is the fact that in order for you to be telling us the science of something, your whatever theory you come up with the end effect has to be that the object functions the way we see it function in the cartoon or the movie or whatever. If that's not happening, then you have not correctly given the possible science behind whatever it is you're talking about.
That's right. I agree. I absolutely agree with that because until then, you're just saying, you can't just say no. You have to be able to give the science behind it. Otherwise, don't do a show. Do a different subject.
Right. I agree. Awesome. I'm glad
you're not Mythbusters.
I'm glad I found a kindred spirit here on this.
Yes, thank you. I'm glad too, as well. Yeah, my story is a science fiction. It does have a whole lot of hard science. I do play with the science a little bit to bring a larger than life story. I mean, Scalpel Zero is I really have a hard time because she's not based off of any character, so I have a hard time doing comic comparisons, but she has basically like the physical capabilities of Captain America. Like she could pick up a Harley and huck it at you.
You mean Captain America from the movie or Captain America from the comic?
We should not talk about Captain America from the comic. Let's get off of that subject. Never again.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, we don't talk about that Captain America. He's dead to us.
You don't love him anymore.
No, he used to be my favorite character. Not anymore. Ignition said he is sleeping. Good night, Ignition. We put him to sleep. Oh, that's cute.
Aww.
Oh, that's cute. The peoples of Sumer are among the earliest denizens of Mesopotamia. And he's sleeping. Flair says murder for sport or for survival. Okay.
Why can't it be both?
Batman Dead End was fantastic. Ignition said Rudolfo DiMaggio drew one of the Batmans versus Predators. Cool. Thank you. Now let's get to some comic books, people. History is not doing well. We have lost viewers. It's not a big hit with the viewers. It's a big hit with us, but not with the viewers.
Well, we moved on from history to science of comic books. Is that not keeping people's attention?
I don't know. We're dying out here. We're dying. More trash talk.
Give us a thumbs up if you like science of comics or not.
The science of comics. No, we want it to be fanciful. We don't want anything to make sense. We want everything to just be whatever's. He's got a gun, a 6-shooter that shoots 10 bullets. That is awesome.
Well, I had this one day that was really bad. I got bitten by a radioactive ferret and then run over by a radioactive tank, and here I am.
And then somebody made a country music song about you.
And what's that country music song called?
My ferret got run over by a car, but here I am.
Oh, I like country music. So sad. It's always about a dog leaving you, drinking beer, losing your woman to another man. It is so depressing. John Diller said, Todd is always sleeping.
He's not getting enough Vito rays. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, we'll count that as Captain America from the movie.
Captain America from the movie. I think he had the best Marvel movie trilogy. That's for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
it was actually movies. It wasn't just a superhero movie. I mean, the second one I think is the best.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
Winter Soldier. It was almost like watching a James Bond movie. So yeah, I mean, it's standalone. You didn't even have to have costumes. I mean, it was well. I mean, you saw their faces. It was almost like just secret agents. So it was a very good movie put together. Good villain, good cast of characters, of course. I mean, bringing in the Winter Soldier, very good storyline.
You know, I have to say that there's one thing I've noticed is that comic book movies are always going to have trouble being faithful to the material in Hollywood, and the reason why is because actors hate having their faces covered by masks. So every opportunity they can to rip off their mask, that's exactly what they do.
Well, Well, I mean, some movies. I mean, that Captain America. I mean, that was a suit that he had that it didn't have a mask, so that was cool. I mean, he was an agent of Shield, so it worked. Yeah, but I see what you mean. I mean, ripping off that mask all the time is like, okay, we don't need to see your face. I mean, Iron Man was cool. He had his Iron Man costume on the whole time. Iron Man 1, which I love. So, and I am one of the few people that think Iron Man 2 was a good movie.
I liked Iron Man 2.
I do not know why people hate that movie. I was like, come on, you got Black Widow in there. It's good enough. End of story. And I did like Whiplash. It was good.
No, I liked the updated Whiplash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the rest of the movie wasn't that great, but it was okay. I didn't like the third one. I thought the third one was boring.
Yeah, the third one had some problems.
You don't put a character named the Mandarin and it becomes a joke. Come on, the Mandarin.
That was funny. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, but the real Mandarin would have been badass.
Hey, you know what? The comic nerd in me was angered beyond belief, but the person who enjoys being surprised and seeing funny things was deeply amused.
Would have been cool if the real Mandarin came and just killed the guy just to kill the guy.
Yeah, that's what I expected to happen.
I mean, were they afraid to use the Mandarin because Mandarin has 10 rings, and
well,
it would have screwed up their. I mean, would it have screwed up the storyline to introduce the gems, the Infinity Gems? It's like, is that why they were afraid to use the rings on the Mandarin? That would have been cool as hell to see him use the rings.
They introduced or hinted at the Mandarin in the first movie with the terrorist group who took out Tony because they were called the Ten Rings.
Mm-hmm.
But they never did anything with that.
Well, they made a short movie that there is the real Mandarin lurking behind the scenes.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they made one of those shorts. They did do it. So hopefully that does come to fruition. That would be nice. It would be nice to see the Mandarin, the full, total Mandarin. That would be awesome.
I think they probably lost their opportunity because a lot of the stars that came on there are going to be probably leaving pretty soon with their contracts coming up.
It's just a costume. I mean, they can find another replacement. I mean, they do it for all the other movies.
Or Robert Downey Jr.?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you can find a newer replacement for him. I mean, if they got a really good script, though, they have to come up with a real good script.
I think there's some years between it.
I mean, how many Batmans have we had? Okay, I can only think of one really horrible one, and all the rest are pretty decent.
Yeah, but the difference is that almost anybody can play Batman. It's like Robert Downey Jr. was born and had experiences in this life that made him the perfect fit for Iron. I don't think he's doing any acting. I mean, between his drug problems and everything else, I think he's it.
That's true. But hey, he's a great actor, man. Just watch Tropic Thunder.
He was great in Tropic Thunder. That was a really funny movie. I was surprised that it didn't gain a lot of hatred from people because of the blackface he did.
Well, not only that, I mean, there was a lot of people that they made fun of. Not only the blackface. I mean, making fun of the handicap and all that stuff. I was like, oh my goodness, these guys are going overboard.
Yeah. Who do they have a problem with?
But who's having who problem? The chat.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, they're basically taking. They have like a hit list almost of people. They're taking on actors who method acted, which I always felt was kind of silly, but whatever.
Okay, so
Are we the ones who talking?
no, John Diller said Todd is always sleeping. Flair said butane, whatever is methyl butanol, whatever's. I don't know what he's talking about. Lighters? I don't know. John Diller is giving a thumbs down. Thanks, John. You're so kind. Ignition says, I'm here. He woke up. WTF is a Vital Ray. Who said Vital Ray?
I did.
You did? What is a Vital Ray?
Vital Ray is what they shot.
In 1 sec. I mean, 1 sentence. Go for it.
It's the ray they shot Steve Rogers with to turn him into Captain America or help. Part of the process.
Was that in the comics?
It's in the movie.
Okay. Cool. Who is James Dong? End of story. End of story, guys. Starfire has a gem. That's the end of the story. Okay. Flair said, is there a story behind Skunk Girl's necklace gem? Ooh, good question.
That is a conversation for another story.
That is a conversation to buy the book, and you will know what that gem is all about.
As soon as he makes it up.
All right. Ooh, so it will be revealed in the book.
Yes, it will be revealed in the book.
Ooh.
The book is going to be 45 pages of action-packed story, but there is also going to be a stretch goal, which will have an ash can tank. Can you believe that?
I love ash cans.
Bringing back the ash
Is it going to be really poor quality?
It is going to be a black and white ash can with a color, maybe a purple or a green. It's got to be green. It's got to be green, a green cover, but black and white.
Yeah.
8.5, 5.5.
Like a construction paper color.
Exactly.
Oh, dude, that is classic. You're hailing back to like the 50s on that, man. That is retro.
You remember that
chic,
that yellowish green, that kind of puke green?
Oh yeah, like Kawasaki green but ugly.
Yes, with Skunker and black and white on the cover. Don't you think that'll be ash can?
I think, and that would definitely catch the eye. That's good marketing.
Yes.
And green is indicative towards money.
Well, green is a sign of intelligence, right?
That's also true.
But you didn't pick that color. What movie, chat? What movie? Quick. You guys don't remember the movie?
I don't remember.
Oh man, he drives up to the house with his with the daughter. And he comes out of the car, and the father comes out and goes, "Ooh, that's a great color you got there. Color is a sign of genius, green." But
Meet the Fockers, is it?
Meet the Fockers, yeah.
That's right.
But you didn't pick that color, did you? That was like a great line. Just crushed him right there. Oh yeah, meet the Fockers. No, it wasn't Meet the Fockers. It was Meet the Parents. Meet the Fockers was the sequel.
No, Meet the Fockers. No, it was Meet. Oh, you're right. Meet the Parents. You're right. Sorry.
Yeah. Let's say it's Meet the Parents. Okay. Can't wait. Google the chemical formula I wrote above. Okay. Go Google that and tell us what it is. Hopefully it's not explosive. I bet it is. All right. So we're finished with the chat. So what character can we kill right now by talking about it? What do we hate about Marvel movies? What is your guys' most hated Marvel movie? And it's gotta be.
I'll tell you, X-Men.
Can't be an old one. And it's gotta be a Marvel universe, not the MCU. I mean, not the Sony stuff. No, that's easy. Don't go Sony. Go for
I have to say out of the. Go ahead. I have to say this though. You can't get away from that question without referencing at least one thing, and that is Halle Berry's line from the first X-Men movie, where she says to Toad, "What happens to a toad when it gets struck by lightning? Same thing as what happens to everything else." That was one of the lamest things I've ever heard come out of a superhero's mouth.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay, but that was just a scene. But what is your most hated movie? And it's got to be from the MCU, not the.
All right, so it actually has to be from the Marvel Cinematic Universe lineup.
Yes. So it's got to be from Disney, not from.
Not Ang Lee's Hulk.
No, not Hulk. You can't go there. That was
that one predates.
Yeah, that's.
It starts with the
Iron Man. It's the first one. So anything from that.
I don't know. I think I like most of them.
Oh, you gotta have some stinkers in there. Come on.
I mean, start naming them out so I can remember.
Thor 2. Ugh.
Oh. Yeah, that one was.
Oh.
That one was just bland. It felt like The Postman. Like I wanted to be excited about the moments in the movie, but man,
it was like, nah, what am I doing in here? It was horrible.
They took the funny girl from the first movie and made her annoying.
It was horrible. Like, what the hell am I watching? Iron Man 2 sucked. I mean, Thor sucked, not Iron Man 2. It's like, so that's my pick. What is your pick? You can't agree with me. You got to pick something else now. Now it's getting harder.
Iron Man 2, honestly.
Oh, man. I like that.
I didn't. I mean, I kind of liked the mashup between Crimson Dynamo and Whiplash and this creation of a new character. I thought Mickey Rourke and I thought everybody just knocked it out of the park acting wise, but I don't know, man. It felt like they tried to cram 1.5 movies into one movie. Could have just stuck with Whiplash and just,
Well, they do that all the
I think they could have just stuck with Whiplash or Crimson Dynamo.
They do that all the time. They bring in too many villains. It's why do you bring in so much villains? I mean, Spider-Man 3, so many villains. I mean, stick with either Sandman or Venom, not both. It's like, seriously, people? And they had the new Goblin. 3 villains in one movie. Come on.
But then had a redemption story.
Oh gosh, no, the Sony stuff's too easy to pick on.
Yeah, but the Sony did come out with one of the best movies though. Spider-Man 2, come on. Oh. That's awesome.
That was a good one.
That was a really good one.
I like the new Sony Spider-Man movie. The one that ties into the MCU. That was really good. And that was Sony. And Fox can make a good rated R comic book movie. If I were Disney, I would keep that section of Fox intact and use it to make the rated R movies that happen to be because Disney did buy a bunch of adult properties. I know a lot of people are concerned for Deadpool, that Deadpool's going to be brought down to just for kids.
Newsflash, people. Disney has always been making rated R movies. It just was Touchstone, people. That is Disney.
Right.
Yeah, they've been around for a long time with their rated R crap. So don't be giving me that Disney family-oriented BS.
Yeah. I'm not worried about Deadpool not getting another rated R movie. I am not worried about that at all. I'm actually kind of excited because now there'll be more Deadpool content for teenagers and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to expand the market in that direction, and that's smart because teenagers love Deadpool. And it's like RoboCop. It's like RoboCop. RoboCop, teenagers and kids. It's not a kids movie.
Yeah.
Less of a kids movie. RoboCop 3, total kids movie.
I don't even think I saw RoboCop 3. I only saw number 1 and number 2, and that was
one where his sidekick gets killed, right?
Yeah, RoboCop 3 sidekick gets murdered, and he gets a new sidekick that's like this orphan kid who's a super hacker, and she hacks the Ed 209 into like behaving like a puppy. and RoboCop gets a jetpack and fights cyber ninjas and cyber samurai.
Yeah, that was terrible.
I loved it. It was awful. It's a total cringe fest, but I still loved it.
No, I couldn't take it.
I've never.
Those are one of the movies in my early movie watching career where I realized this is a really bad movie. The first movie that I realized was super bad was Superman 4: The Quest for Peace. I remember sitting as a kid and then going, "You can't talk in space. What is this?"
Hey, but you can drop bombs in space onto a Star Destroyer and destroy it.
Well, I know, but I mean, I'm a lot older now. That's even much easier to figure out.
How did they do that in Star Wars?
They have to be propelled.
It just came out of a bomber.
Yeah, no, it looks like what really bothered me about that scene was it looked like they were gravity fed instead of being pushed out. If they were being pushed out, totally could have bought it. Like if there's like a piston or chains or something, some sort of mechanical whirring, pushing them out. Okay, cool. Conservation of momentum. That totally makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
And at that same time, the bomber should have been going up and not down. And really, honestly, to even think about the bombers and stuff going down, you have to be a super Star Trek nerd and go, geez, that Star Destroyer must have gravity generators on it. It takes, it was bad. It was just bad. Terrible bad. Yeah, definitely bad. Queen of Spades.
Well, then also when they were dropping him out of the bay anyway, I don't know if they had like a little force field barrier, but she was sitting on that bridge, and I mean, wouldn't she have been exposed to the vacuum of space while she was on that bridge and either sucked out or
yes, of course,
or explode or something or whatever? Decompress.
It would, yeah. There wasn't even like a force field glow on the bomb bay.
Right, exactly.
Like there is everywhere, and we see stuff pass in and out of that. It just atmosphere doesn't pass in and out, and our minds fill in the blanks and go, cool. It's old. I've seen that a billion times in science. None of that on there. None of that on there. The more I watch that movie, the less I like it, and the more I really want to like it so badly because I love Star Wars so much.
You know what? I don't love you anymore, Star Wars.
John Dillard said, "Newsflash, people, end of story." He's got a lot of stories tonight. One sentence stories. Interesting.
What was the story? I didn't get it.
People.
Peephole. End of story. John Dillard says, "Spring loaded, not gravity. They were under tension." It was a crappy movie.
I'll look again and see if I can find the mechanism. It wasn't obvious, and it should have been.
Anybody likes that movies, I'll beat them with a stick. It's like, really?
What I love the random trip to the casino planet where they rode the giant dogs. That was fantastic.
You actually like that for real, or are you joking?
I'm being sarcastic.
Okay, good. I'm like, serious? Okay, I hope he's joking, people. Just have to verify. I was like, because if you like that scene, you will never come on this show again. That is the worst Stab character ever. The only good thing about making that character was watching Ethan cut open those action figure toys. I love that.
I just remember sitting there waiting for them to actually succeed. And that was the biggest problem with the whole thing, was that after they went through all that nonsense, it just turned out that they wasted their whole time. They could have been back on the ship hanging out or something. We didn't have to go through all that. I don't know what they were thinking. Like, let's just torture the fans for no reason for a 30-minute segment that goes nowhere. I could never get. I just don't understand what they were thinking.
Well, brilliant plan, Admiral. Why didn't you just go to light speed and destroy the damn destroyer in the first place instead of waiting for all the people to die?
And right, and why not explain to the crew what her plan was.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you guys go out in all those other ships, and I'll take care of the guys behind you. Don't worry about it. No, I'll just let all the people die. Keep on dying, people. Keep on dying. Great plan.
My purple hair has told me that this is the plan.
Oh man, I liked her better when she was putting her hand into dinosaur poop. That was cool.
Yeah,
Jurassic Park people.
I got you.
I was gonna say there was one good scene in that whole movie.
Oh,
That was
are you okay?
totally awesome.
Are you okay?
And yeah, that was Luke Skywalker versus the AT-ATs. That was epic.
It wasn't until you
And
realized
then-
it was just him. Yeah,
And then the ensuing fight between him and Kylo Ren,
Mhm.
beautiful. Even the resolution up until, and spoilers, folks, spoilers for the next 30 seconds. Up until Luke dies because he mentally projected himself with the Force so hard. He forced so hard. Like it was, oh, dude, are you flipping kidding me?
Yeah. It to me the movie was ruined when he took his lightsaber and just tossed it aside. I'm like, serious? This is the New Hope, people. Luke Skywalker is the New Hope. He would not toss aside his lightsaber. I mean, no Jedi would toss aside a lightsaber. It means too much to them. Come on. Like, serious?
and Yoda was totally pointless in the movie.
The whole movie was pointless. Disgusting. The only good part about that movie was the first 5 minutes when they introduced Kylo. Well, that's the wrong movie. I'm thinking of the wrong movie. I'm thinking of the first movie. Yeah, the second movie, I did not find anything good about that second movie. I hated the fight scene in that red room. That was like, what the hell is this all about? There is no room in Star Wars that is bright. Everything is muted grays. There is no bright red room. What the hell was that all about?
Well, I would have liked that whole fight if it hadn't just left us where we started from.
Yeah, didn't do shit.
If he turned to the light side and she turned to the dark side or something like that, it would have been interesting, but they decided not to do that.
Yep. It was a snooze fest.
I'm actually to the point where if the next movie opens up with Rey waking up from the previous movie being a dream sequence, I'd be okay with that.
Me too.
I would actually be okay with that.
Do it Dallas style.
Oh. She wakes up and Luke is still alive and Finn sacrificed himself for everyone. That'd be awesome.
And she's still on that desert planet because she's really not that important.
Yeah. Like, you're not important. You come from nowhere.
Well, J.J. Abrams teased us with the character. I thought J.J. Abrams did a good job. He gave the fans what they wanted. They wanted some classic Star Wars. And he set it up, and I was really excited for the next movie. I thought the first movie was okay. And I was very disappointed when I heard that Abrams was not going to be involved in the next one. I'm like, well, wait. Abrams is like a Star Wars super nerd. You totally want him involved, just like Joss Whedon is a Marvel super nerd. That's what made the Avengers so awesome, was that a super nerd who was really concerned about the integrity of the characters was in charge of the creative direction of the project. And I keep hearing rumors that Abrams is going to be back for the next one, but I don't know if he could pull this jet out of its nosedive. Snoke was he was so cool. He was so mysterious and super powerful, and he was scary. Like, who is this guy? And then no, we're just going to disregard that. We're just going to disregard that. We're just going to throw the baby out with the bathwater. We need a new baby. is
It-
what
like,
Ryan
every time
Johnson
they're
said.
cool, they completely said, actually, we're not going to do that. Although it would be cool, we're not going to do it.
And there's a time and place for averting people's expectations. And honestly, that was definitely not the way to do it. People were expecting the rhythm that Star Wars has been giving us, and that is the first movie starts off with a problem, and the good guys find a way to overcome that problem in a major way. It makes it look like it's a super big victory. The second movie is no, that wasn't super big victory time. That was just the beginning of the struggle. And by the end of this chapter, the struggle is going to be pretty intense. The Attack of the Clones leads into the Clone Wars animated series and leads into, okay, now we're bringing finalization. We're changing the paradigm. In Revenge of the Sith, the paradigm has changed. The Jedi Order is annihilated. The Sith rule once again, only they use Darth Bane's rule of two instead of an empire full of lightsaber wielding psychopaths. And in Return of the Jedi, the New Hope has come to fruition. The Emperor is dead. And I could have taken that Luke needed to go take a sabbatical on a cool temple planet. I would not have had him toss away the lightsaber. I would have had him maybe say, "This is not mine anymore," and hand it back and then walk away all grumpy because he kind of wants to be left alone right now. He's in a bad place. He's going through the same struggle Yoda went through. He lost everything. And it was all in his hands. It was all his responsibility. He bore the heavy. That's why Yoda went and ran away to Dagobah. And was kind of like, I don't want to train this guy. But Obi-Wan shows up and goes, dude, you need to train this guy. He's the last hope. And I was like, fine. Do what I will. And what we got with the new movies was we got the setup. We got the problem. The problem is the First Order. And these guys are scary. And the guy the guy who's kind of in charge of him is this Vader wannabe kid with a really short temper. So that should have made him in the second movie really unpredictable. Like, this guy would just go overboard. He shouldn't have shown up with one planetary assaulting dreadnought. No, this guy has a huge temper. He needs to show up with, it's like, oh, I need to put in a finishing nail on my picture frame. Well, I better grab the sledgehammer. No, he didn't do that. The silly raid and we're losing all of our guys. It's like, you know what? If your tactics are that bad, maybe you just need to go extinct. It was just terrible. It was all ego and no substance.
And a lot of whining.
Oh, it was terrible. It was
people
terrible.
got into Hayden Christensen for all his whining and his bad overacting and everything. And where's the complaints about the guy Adam Driver?
There's a lot of whining in the chat also.
Oh,
what is the chat whining about?
Somebody in the chat is saying that he's the last one here. Oh, poor John. And then Flair said, "Hi, John." And John says, "Quite flashy, ruining my insult." Oh. Flair said, "I haven't seen any new Star Wars films." I'm sorry, Flair. We ruined it for you.
No, that's probably for the best.
Yeah, save your money. Go watch a good movie. Go watch the trilogy over again. Go
watch a good bad movie.
Yeah.
Something intentionally horrible, like Sharknado.
Oh, that is awesome stuff. I love Sharknado. It's cool.
Way better than the new Star Wars.
Yeah. You know what you're getting into when you watch Sharknado. It's just a stupid ass flat.
Or Lava Lantula with Steve Guttenberg.
I've never seen that. You've mentioned it before.
Oh, it's fantastic. Yes, it's a must watch. If you like cheesy monster movies, this is for you.
You know what I watched with my son about a month ago? We watched the movie Them. I don't remember. I don't know if you remember that. It was from the 50s.
Damn.
It was a
Oh,
bunch
is that
of
the one with the giant ants?
yeah.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Oh, it was a great movie. It was so awesome. It was like the
Talk
hero.
about movies that need remakes, right?
Yes, they need to do a Them. It was so awesome. It was so corny, but it was awesome.
Oh, that would be awesome. Like with ants the size of school buses running you down.
Yeah, it's like why don't they do that again? It's so cool.
You should find out who has the rights to it and maybe do a comic on it.
Yeah, I mean that would be awesome.
And then, successful comic leads to successful new movie.
So I remember watching that as a kid, and it scared the hell out of me when I first watched it. Now I watch it; it's so hokey, it's so stupid. But as a kid, I was scared.
Right. And was it Tarantula?
There was a whole bunch of them.
Gila. Oh, yeah, and it was all because of them. Them was just like the studio took a gamble, said sure, why not, and it sparked a revolution in monster movies.
All that crazy stuff. All radiation based monster movies.
Well, it was the atomic age.
Yep. Everything was bad. Everything was, everything grew gigantic.
Dude, you could get your at-home radiological science kit that had a decent chunk of uranium.
Shit.
What was the movie they had the aliens? Is it This Island Earth? They had the aliens who sent the electronic kit to the scientists to have them put together. And I don't know, white-haired aliens. That ring a bell?
White-haired?
No, but
horror movies is killing the stream. John is right.
Uh-oh. What about Teenagers from Outer Space?
Oh man, Forbidden Planet.
Oh, Leslie Nielsen.
And Robbie the Robot.
That's right.
Yep.
And they remade it in the 80s. Remember the one?
And Anne Francis.
Yeah, the original, and then they remade it in the 80s, and the remake was weird as hell. It was nothing like the original, that's for sure.
Another movie that needs a remake. See, Hollywood, there are plenty of movies that could use a good modernization.
No, the only movies that Hollywood makes nowadays is the apocalypse and how bad it's going to be when we lose all the power and everybody becomes zombies and we all got to kill each other.
I know. And that's the same thing with my genre of cyberpunk, is that it's all a dystopian asshole.
Yeah.
And that's one the things that sets my story apart, though. It's much like society today. Actually, crime's a little bit lower and unemployment is, well, amongst registered citizens, all but non-existent.
Yep, and my wife told me the bad news. The Democrats took the House, and yay for us for the next 2 years. It's gonna suck, people.
Well, it's all a matter of perspective. See, as you get closer to the bottom of the drain, we just start circling faster.
Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi. Congratulations, America.
Okay. God, no, come on now, dude. I ate recently.
Yes.
This is just giving them enough replaying themselves with. That's all this is.
Stupid. Yep.
What's sad is we're going to see a lot of the same old faces that we've been seeing in politics that we as a general public, we know that these people are rotten to the core, man.
Well,
at this point, the janitor is a better option.
Oh, yeah.
So,
they're going to take
foo on that.
Yeah, take away our crumbs. That's what she's going to do. I like my crumbs, you know that? Those
Me
crumbs,
too.
I mean, those crumbs actually came in handy, Mrs. Pelosi. Freaking millionaire.
dude, my belt is already cinched pretty darn tight,
Yeah.
and you know, I'd like to loosen it a little bit. Like to be honest, like any entertainment or luxury budget that I would spend on myself we just direct that to the kids,
Crazy.
you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
And so I don't get to go out and watch movies. I have to wait until I can get them at a discount on demand.
It's your program. Setting a timer for you to check on the chicken.
okay.
It's on the stove top.
LL, mute yourself.
With olive oil?
We'll mute him.
I'm gonna
Okay.
put olive oil.
Did I mute him? I think I muted.
Yes, sir, you did.
Yes, I did. Don't want to.
So tell us about this page you're drawing, dude. This looks awesome.
Alrighty. So what I am working on is okay. Do I have the previous page? I don't think I got the previous page. The previous page was the double shot when he comes in and sees the SJWs. That's when
Uh-huh.
we first see the SJWs. So this is he's coming down
The wardens.
Yeah, the wardens. After he came down the stairs, so Tempest, on the top you got a Mazer on the left hand side with the stuntman in the middle with only a towel on, a topless man, with Tempest. And so he's talking about his first encounter with Skunk Girl. So a Mazer is pretty much my version of Superman. I mean, he has all the great powers. I mean, he's amazing. He's the Mazer. So he's looking him over with his X-ray vision just to make sure he has no broken bones and stuff.
Right.
So in the next, the third and fourth panel, I mean, Atlas is talking to him, go, hey, we got your back, dude. Let's go after this. Yeah, Atlas is going to talk like a surfer. Okay, I know he's a Greek god. I mean, he's a Greek titan.
Okay.
But he's going to talk like a surfer. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. We got your back, dude. Let's go for it. Let's go get this Skunk Girl. And then
I love the design of Atlas. I love it. It's real clean and kind of Grecian.
I mean, I'm totally a big fan of Steve Reeves and all the old Hercules movies. Jason and Argonaut
Yes.
movies. I mean, all those great movies. They were so much fun as a kid. So I always like guys with beards. It's like that's what I aspire to. And guess what I have? I have a beard. Hey.
Well, I like his musculature as well because he has a trunk. He has that strongman build. He doesn't have the skinny waist of a gymnast.
Oh no, he's thick. He is super thick. I mean, when you see him in that other panel that I drew the other night when he was fighting the Hydro Man, I mean, it's pretty much he's like a rhino. He's like a Hulk. He's just huge, muscle upon muscle. It's like he's just crazy looking.
As you're explaining all this, I have a crazy idea. Tell me what you think about it.
Sure.
Maybe the next time we do this, we should take one of your characters and we could draw him.
Of course, sure.
I think that'd be kind of fun.
That'll be awesome. I mean, more fan art. That's great. I mean, send them to me and I'll put them up on my website. And I need to work on my website this weekend. Oh, I'm so damn busy right now. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm working on my Patreon.
I mean, there's this is crazy. I mean, I have another job. I mean, I'm assuming everybody here has other jobs, and we come and do this as a second job, and we just have no time for anything else. It's crazy how much time we're putting into this. I mean, I see Tank on all the shows. I see John in the morning. John comes on here at night and harasses us. I mean, Rick is in. Yeah,
and while I'm on those shows, I'm working. This is my full-time job. I work as an artist and design consultant.
Yeah, I mean, and we still in the back of our mind, we still have to do our Tales from Beyond the Gate. We got to get that out too. So we are super busy. So when Chester said anybody wants to draw it, I'm like, I would love to draw your story, but I in no way can commit to that. There's no way we can commit to something like that. It's crazy. Yeah, we could commit to it and do a half-ass job, but we don't want to do half-ass on any of our stuff.
Right.
We want to.
No, we're bringing all guns to bear.
Oh yeah, and we're taking our time, people. I mean, we are not going to make the mistake of guys that go on Indiegogo that are not ready. They're not for prime time players. They haven't done what we're doing, putting in the hours, getting out here, talking to you guys, making friends with you guys, finding out what you guys like, what you guys don't like. I mean, we're trying to promote ourselves. I mean, we go on the drawing quarter. You know, we're there just to make sure, hey, you guys remember us? Remember me and Tank? Remember John Dillard? You know, the fan champ, the champ of the Pro Edition? Yeah, that's us. Remember us? You know, so we're working our ass off. You know, this is a full-time job. You know, so I got 2 full-time jobs. I only sleep 5 hours a night. Jeez. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
no, I'm
crazy.
with you. I get the similar sleep schedule, and once a month, I actually make it a point to get 10 hours of full rest
Mm.
so that I don't overdo it.
I mean, think about it. If we ever get the chance to go on Ethan, we're not going to let that opportunity go to waste. I've seen guys go on Ethan's show and think that's it. They don't have to work anymore. And they just relax. You know, I've seen a guy that's been on Ethan's show multiple times, and he's not getting the ratings like John Dillard is getting in the morning. He's not getting the ratings that I got at my terrible time slot. I got more views than him because we're putting in the work. Me, Tank, and John, and Cross, and Hillel, and Todd. You know, it's I
Oh
can't
yeah,
believe
Chester and Denali.
I mean, Chester believes in us. He comes on our streams. He wouldn't be coming on our streams if he don't believe in us. That's for sure. So I'm happy that these guys come around. It's awesome. And you guys come and watch us every night, kill each other with kindness. We're so kind to each other, you know. But we're just building a community. We're putting in the time. That's the cool part. We're not just going, we'll get to Ethan one day and we don't have to do anything after that. No ways. We get to Ethan, we're going to be on here every night, people. You know, showing you guys what we got. That's for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, we are putting our best foot forward
Yes,
to
sir.
bring you quality content. We can't say that, oh, it's going to be the best thing you've ever seen, but we can say with certainty that you'll at least be entertained.
Yeah, exactly. So, like what I'm doing with these blue lines, these pencils, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put the wording in here, letter this, and then I'm going to ship it off to you guys before I start to ink this, just so you guys can tell me what I need to fix on these pages.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, also, you know, if you could, can you send me a picture of what your Amazer looks like? I'm kind of interested in him, but I think it'd be kind of fun to draw him.
Oh, cool. I mean, I really simplified the drawings because pretty much I want to make sure that everything is flowing. So you guys might say, hey, how come you have the guys all looking one way? There's too many guys looking one way. There's too many eye shots. There's too many this. There's too many that. Maybe you should draw it, you know, this way. So I'm not really putting too much detail in the costumes yet. I don't want to waste time, you know, making too much detail, but enough detail that you guys can get the gist of the story. So
Right.
yeah, I'll send you some, you know, some stills. I'll send you some real drawings of the Amazer. I might have to update his costume a little bit, but pretty much it's kind of he was a copy of Mon-El. I'm sorry, but I mean,
Well, maybe that brings up something interesting. Maybe that's what I'll do tomorrow while hanging out, is that I'll do a character study for Scalpel Zero. It's something that we all need to do. I'll do a character study for Scalpel Zero, and then I'll do some more character studies. You know,
That's
we
great.
got to have our references. And that way, if you have that kind of stuff public, then that makes it easy for fan artists to just have at
Right.
and keep your
So
details.
how is my internet
done
connection
right.
right now? Is it too bad?
ooh, now we're gonna get viewers, people. No, you're good. You're good, John.
Okay.
How you
Yeah,
doing,
you're
man?
not busy this weekend. None of you are busy this weekend. We're all going to be partying at the Gatekeepers Live inaugural broadcast.
Are we just gonna be
That's
jumping
right.
stream to stream to stream? Is that what we're gonna be doing?
No, it's all going to be on my stream for 8 hours.
Yeah, but you can
And
2 hours and then jump to another stream.
oh yeah, But I was telling Rick earlier, what you need to do instead of wasting your time just hopping back and forth between Rick's stream and your stream and my stream and Rick's stream, is start going out to some of these people who are in our community and joining their streams and start gleaming some viewers off and some subscribers off of them as well. Because it needs to be, we need to be hopping around on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm inviting a bunch of people to just come and hang out, and them and all of their viewers, just so that we can get like a subscriber share going on. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like today, I was on with over there that guy E Ortiz Arts. He has another friend named Josh Draws. And I was just hanging out over there and talking with them, and they're cool people and they're part of the community. And I was like, yeah, come on over, for a few hours or whatever on my stream. If you want to just pop by and say hi. And they were all, yeah, let's do that. And then I was like, boop, boop, boop. I got 3 more subscribers just from that one little conversation,
Exactly. Yeah, I picked up some subscribers last night when those other guys came over to my channel. I was like, oh, cool. Way to do it. Who is that? Somebody is staticking out.
It might be me. I don't know.
I don't.
It's John.
Is it John? Oh.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. We can live with it.
He's calling us from the Phantom Zone.
Yeah, I'm in Oxnard, and it's not the greatest cell phone service area right now.
Oh, so I was right. The Phantom Zone.
Yep.
That is cool. How are you doing with your story for your inaugural book?
Well, I'm actually having Chester write that for me, and he just finished the overall synopsis of what it's going to be and a brief dialogue setup. But I got the first page from him pretty pat. It's not going to be no dialogue on it. It's just going to be a little bit of narration.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll end up. I got that this morning when I finished my stream, and then I had to go to work. So I'll probably start working on that as soon as I get home, and be working on that this morning on my show.
Oh, on your show with your sexy co-host now. Gee.
I got the sexiest co-host.
It's like, wow.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be setting up a Patreon too for the morning draw, and Rick is going to be getting 10% of my proceeds. So if people want to help out Rick and buy him things, they need to buy at a very high price. That way he gets a small cut of that.
He has cleaned up very nicely. Hope he keeps it up.
Yeah, dude, did you? Rick and Brandon's show is hilarious. Brandon is like Rick's Rick. That show is funny as hell to watch, dude. It's hilarious. You see Rick just berating Brandon. Stop it. He's like, no, you're doing it wrong. Oh, it's the greatest.
When did this happen? Today?
That was this morning, like at 10 o'clock. It was right after he got off with me and started his own stream.
I gotta go watch that.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I did confront Brandon on Cross's show this afternoon.
I didn't see that. My wife told me about it. She was like, "Are you watching it? It's hilarious."
Well, it wasn't hilarious. It was like nothing. It was like just me telling him, you just gotta clean up your act if you want to get on my show. It's like, but it was cool.
Well, I didn't get to see it because I was over there hanging out with Ortiz. So I was like, damn it. And then you went right on right after, so I had to go jump over there.
Well, I got a special message from Tank, and I'm like, yeah, I'm coming over, Tank. Don't worry about it. I'm exiting this as soon as possible. So I jumped on Rick because Rick's at the time, it just wasn't happening his show today. So I said, I better go jump on for Rick for a while. So I jumped on, got his viewership. We got up over, I think it was like 12 or something. I said, okay, it's time for me to leave. You're good, Rick. So then I jumped onto my station, and it was okay. Had my tank with me. Always like to start my show off with my tank.
Why, thank you, sir. I do love this place. I love this show. It's a good place.
Well, it's kind of mellow. It's not that rowdy. But it's okay. If you guys want to get rowdy, you guys can get rowdy.
Right?
Yeah, you just got the
No, because I got to keep
There's
the
always
blood
somebody
pumping
drawing.
on my show because I don't have enough time in the morning to kind of like hang around and just chit chat. I got to kind of get it going and then get it ended because I also want to end it with people's blood still pumping and saying, "Well, I want to come back and see more." You know what I mean?
True. I usually just want to make sure I get that one page done before I leave, and we do have the page done. So, but we do have John in the stream, and John can kind of pretty much when John goes, we're pretty much going to go. So,
You know, if you want to get people's blood going, I think that one thing we could do, and it's just an idea, but what if we did an audience participation type of thing where we could do like a contest on character creation, so the fans could call out different ideas, and then we could see, we could all try to create something from it. So somebody could say saw, another person can say squirrel, another person can say something else, and then we take those words and we try to come up with a character from it.
good.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And I was telling the guys the other day about this broadcast called Drawfee, where the people come together, but they have a central hub. They have like a Facebook that they all share where people send suggestions about what they want to be drawn. And they draw it in a very cartoony, very quick style. That doesn't take a whole bunch of time. And they'll send things like, I want to see a picture of the absolute best father. And they'll all make hilarious takes on what they think is the best father. You know what I mean? They'll draw little skits. And the thing is, their subscribers, they're a huge channel. And that's all they do is just draw little cartoony characters. But they have a place like a central hub where people, like a Facebook page where people send stuff to. And I think that's what I needed to do with comics, with the gatekeepers thing, is we need to centralize it so that people can get in contact with all of the gatekeepers in one place, because the shows are so fragmented right now. And I especially wanted to get something going on the weekend where we all go on one show. And again, the show can rotate with my channel, Manny's channel, Tank's channel, Cross's channel, or whoever, because but the thing is, it needs to be structured, because on the weekend it's so willy-nilly, nobody knows when anybody's going to be on.
Right.
And we don't have to do every day of the week. We can have our own free time and take time off or whatever, but it needs to be scheduled.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I have a move coming up, and I'm just waiting for the latest round of inspection to come through and say that everything is up to code. And then I've got to move a huge family.
No, I get it. And the thing is that I am still looking for people to complete some of these stories, because there's another story that I got from a buddy of mine that's a writer, and he wants to do a story about a caveman. And it's a short story, maybe 4 or 5, maybe 6 pages at the most. And a couple other things. And I think I need other artists for that, but I don't really want to put an open call out to anybody that wants to just do something. I want somebody that's going to be in the community. I want somebody that's going to be on YouTube and has a YouTube presence, large or small, but that is on there and willing to be out there and boisterous.
Yes.
Right.
I don't want anybody on this project and on this team that's not towing the line.
Oh, absolutely. No, this has to be made of entrepreneurs, not coattail riders.
Yeah. So, somebody will hit me up. I got a couple of people already in my DMs telling me, I have an idea for a story. I'm like, no, dude, no. or I want to do, I'm willing to do pencils, but I don't do inks. Like, no, we all got to do what we got to do. I could just as easily say, I don't do pencils, I need to find me an inker. Like, no, I need to do my entire story. I need to figure out, I need to hire a letterer and a colorist, and the thing is, I'm not even going to be using very vibrant colors, but there is going to be some colors. I want everything to be almost flats and very muted flats.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I still got to hire somebody to get that done.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
It's a horror story. You don't want, flamboyant colors. You want it to be muted. You want it to be grayish. You want it to be eerie.
Right. And I want somebody to come say, and I don't want somebody to say, I have this story. What do you think of it? I mean, yeah, that's fine. But, there are a lot of people in this community, and they're not that hard to get in contact with. Find an artist that's willing to, work on your stuff and get a story completed and then submit it. Because yeah, if something happens, like a hurricane comes and Manny's house is torn off the face of the earth and thrown into the wild blue yonder, we may need somebody to replace that story.
Well, that's why you save it to the web up into a Dropbox,
Yep.
so you can retrieve it. Yes, sir. And you have external hard drives that you put in a safe. All that fun stuff.
Yep.
Don't want to use your originals. That would suck. Yes, sir. So
Yeah, but there's a whole bunch to get done. Like, yeah, I am very busy. I work a very long. Unfortunately, my job is one of those jobs where it's like, even if you have a really, really good trucking job, you're still putting in minimum 10 hours a day. Like on a bad day, it's like I'm coming home after 16 hours, like, oh, I need to go to sleep and sleep for 4 hours and then get up and go immediately back to work.
Yep.
But I still have to go and make my time and do my show and then go on and wake up a little early and go to sleep a little, or go to work a little tired just because I got to be on other people's shows, trying to grow my channel, trying to get my subscribers up and get my reach out there, my tentacles and everything. I want my grubby little tentacles in every single thing.
Yes, sir.
Don't call him sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So you went over
Veggie mustard, yitter.
51 subs now. You know that, John?
Say what?
You're at 251 subs.
Shut up, am I?
That's what it says in the chat.
Oh, damn it. Now I got to give away another prize.
Yeah. Congrats, John. Damn.
Yay!
I don't know how far away I'm from my 100 subs. Yay! I'm almost there.
If I'm at 50 subs when I do my launch on November 15th, that's right, Thursday, November 15th. I will give away an original piece of production art for Scalpel Zero.
Nice.
Ooh,
Sorry, if you're at 50 subs before you launch?
Before I launch, I'm at last I looked, which was yesterday, I was at 36 subs. So 14 more subs, and I will give away. I will give away an original piece of production art for Scalpel Zero.
Awesome.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, that's what I was planning on doing with the Patreon too, setting up that tier so that if you back at like $15 or more a month, then you'll get a chance in a raffle to win one of the production art pages of whatever I'm actually working on at the time.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. It's a good idea.
But I know it's way too early for me to start a Patreon, but I got to get something going because things are getting a little bleak with my co-host.
Well, people say that it's too early for them to start a Patreon. I'm like, when it's too early to start a Patreon? When you have no friends.
Yep.
Start a Patreon. Everybody, I have to tune up my Patreon. I'm very late on it. This is why I don't talk about it, because last couple months I changed some things up, and everybody who is a patron on my Patreon is a personal friend of mine. And so I'm changing it up because now I'm like getting out to a more broad public. It's actually becoming really serious, and I want to offer the best kind of goodies I can give. I really want to have every reward level have you receive a physical goodie.
Right.
If at all possible. And so I'm working that out. I mean, for people overseas, away from the domestic United States, that means a higher reward level. That means you'd have to pay more into that because I have to consider shipping to your country.
Right.
But I want to make a little bit of the whole point is to fund my projects, fund my YouTube, fund my comic book, get me more art supplies. Let's push this project forward. But at the same time, I want to offer people like this month for this last for November. Everybody got 2 signed prints. that was of the $10 reward level, and the $5 reward level, they got one print signed. And so yeah, I set that out. And so, you know, and their quality. I do my prints on like quality stock. It's like at least 110 pound, which is anybody who knows art is like, oh yeah, that's some decently thick paper.
Yeah.
So
yeah, 110 pound.
Yeah.
That's heavier than what I use on my Bristol for
yeah,
my actual commissions. I only use 100 pound.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, no,
no, it's like 'cause I want to set it up because I don't want to. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say the prints that and it only costs like a few cents more per print. It's not a huge hit to the profit margin to sell a print for, you know, a $15-$20 print for you know, to make a couple of one or make $1 less, you know, on the profit margin there. So that way it's like, it's good, it's thick. When you pick it up, it has weight. You're like,
Yeah.
this is something physical in my hand.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, yeah, you definitely need to have something physical. I mean, it's great to have the $2 give me a tip, but I don't want somebody donating to me that's not going to get something physical.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna open it up at the $2. It's gonna be minimum $5 Patreon, and even with just that, I just go and buy a bunch of like decals or something and have those custom printed out and then ship those out to people.
Question. I mean, this is something I'm kind of having trouble with, especially since I'm over here in Israel. But when you're getting these things printed, are you going to a physical print shop, or are you doing like a print on demand type thing, or what are you doing?
I get my prints done locally. I have an excellent printer in the next town over that does a fantastic job, and they always hook me up. I get good prices, which allows me to bring those discounts that I get to my customers and get them a better product for the same price. I'm bringing America back.
Do it. Yeah, I'm actually 1/3 owner of a silk screening T-shirt printing machine. So I'm gonna be doing that. I'm gonna have to get that going for my brand.
I have a thermal transfer guy who also does vinyl transfers. I think with our powers combined, we can form Captain Merchandise.
There we go.
I would.
Yeah, actually, the thing is, the machine right now, I'm refusing right now because I don't want to dedicate my house to becoming a lumber mill. You know what I mean? I don't want to make my house a factory. So, but right now, the machine itself that I'm 1/3 owner of, with me and Rhea Scarsiga and my other cousin. It's brand new, sitting up in a garage. You know what I mean? So we got to get that going.
Yeah, no, you absolutely should.
I'm definitely looking to find a way to get stuff printed in America, because I'm sure I'm going to sell mostly to people who are in America. So I'm looking for a way to get stuff printed, and you know, if you guys have something going on or whatever, please let me know so that I can.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, the thing is, we're looking for people to collaborate with, but we're not looking for people that are just here to, let me get on this vehicle so that, but not put anything into it, because what I'm really focused on is something over here. Because I don't think that, because again, I have projects that I want to focus on over here, but I know that my projects over here are not going to sell jack shit. You know what I mean? Until my name is up here.
Well,
yeah.
So I need to get my name up here, which is what the whole Tales from Beyond the Gate is about.
Yeah, and that's certainly something that I'm trying to do is definitely get up there and promote myself. But I'm also like, for example, I've got a Patreon set up, but I'm not entirely sure what to offer everybody, because it's sort of hard to figure out that here in America. So I was just talking about more like if you guys knew, even if I didn't do exactly what you're doing, if you knew a way for me to get stuff over there, that'd also be helpful. But no, everybody's
Staples.
participating.
I would go to staples.com. They're a major corporation, and they do have printing and distribution services.
Oh, okay.
Because of their purchasing power and their personnel power, they do have good prices. Their quality is, I'd give it 3.5 stars. It's definitely a passable. It's definitely a passable product. You know, nobody's going to have buyer remorse because of the quality of the product, but they're not going to be like, "Wow, this is so super great quality."
Okay.
And they can do pretty any print project that you throw at them. And they have distributions throughout the U.S. And there's also other print services. That's for like your general printing needs. If you want to print comics in the U.S., you're going to have to. That's actually a big question that's kind of come up recently. So we're going to have to do some research so we can get a list out to everybody.
Yeah, because it looks like what it seems to be is that if you don't know a printing company personally, your best bet's probably going to have to be Print Ninja. And if you're really staunch about like, oh, I really want this printed in America, and all that stuff that people care about, which I don't care about.
Well, I don't care about it.
You know,
I'm just worried about shipping costs. That's
yeah.
And you might have to work out something that you don't offer us particular extras because you're going to need to get it shipped twice, once to you and then once to the consumer. But if you can just offer the book by itself, then they would be able probably to work something out where they ship it directly to your consumers once it's printed.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking into distribution services in several theaters because my fan base analytics come back that I have a lot of North American fans. I have a little bit of South American fans, but I have a good chunk of my fan base is in South Africa and Australia.
Interesting.
Yeah, and unfortunately for me and my target audience, which is just Americans, because of what I want to offer for perks and stuff, it's going to have to be I need to get it shipped to me, and then I need to ship it out because I'm going to need to include all of those extra perks in the packaging.
Okay.
So that's just going to be a cost that I'm going to have to eat because that's I'm not going to eat it. I'm going to pass it on to the buyer.
Well, that's what you have to do because that's business.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just how the economy works.
Right, but I think right now a lot of the Comicsgate stuff is there's a lot of goodwill, and that's what's selling some of the comics, and that's going to run out at some point. And you've got to make sure that you've got a good product.
Yeah, no, that should be first.
No, but the thing is, the goodwill is not going to run out between me and my followers. Because I will always appreciate my followers. You know what I mean? So, I mean, the Comicsgate may die out, but the thing is, I'm going to focus on mainly getting my subscriber base so that we have the rapport that doesn't fall apart.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that's what has to happen in order to make this last long term.
Right. I agree. That's something that, I'm definitely working on too. I'm just trying to think of practically how to get stuff to people. If when it comes to me being ready, because I'm not ready yet. Right now, I'm in the process of designing the characters and writing the story, and I'm not really ready to start drawing the book. And my plan is to have a good portion of it drawn and inked before I start approaching people about the project. But I am already trying to figure out, how do I get this thing out to people, and the perks as well, once I am ready.
Yeah, but the thing is that perks is going to be hard. Getting it out to people is going to be easy because the internet is such right now that there's a couple of different ways where you can just have it printed and shipped to people directly. Almost like the when you go on Amazon and buy now and just have it shipped to a different address.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. But when you want to include the perks with the same stuff, that's going to be a little tricky.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I think that's actually integral to the Indiegogo process because people want those perks and they want that personal touch when it comes to their comic book. So that's going to have to be figured out.
Right. So I've thought about maybe trying to hire someone to be my sort of my fulfillment center in America, and then have everything sent or made available to that person, or rent a place where they go to and fulfill my orders. I don't know. I'm surprised there is a service for this. Like for all the long as Indiegogo and Kickstarter's been around, I'm surprised there's actually a service for fulfillment.
There are fulfillment services, but then you have to take in the shipping considerations, because I've looked into that. Like, looked at getting local printing and distributions, and that's what the variant covers would be. Would be the copies from different nations, and I was going to have the if you got that variant copy, the South African variant copy, then shipping in the southern section of Africa would be super cheap, and everywhere else would be expensive. And if you got the Pacific Rim copy, then if you lived in Australia or New Zealand, then your copy's super cheap, and everyone else is paying super expensive. And if you got the North American edition, then so on and so forth.
Right.
And a European edition. I've actually looked at this, and I was like, man. There are print-on-demand services in these other countries, but it gets kind of pricey. There's a reason why local comics are expensive in Israel. There's not a lot of local comic printing services.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, what are you gonna be drinking on Saturday, Tank?
I will get myself a bottle of Bush Mills White Label. I'm Irish.
What about Manny? Manny, what are you gonna be drinking, Manny?
Unfortunately, Manny's got to drink iced tea, guys. Seriously, I can't do alcohol anymore.
I can dig it.
It will literally kill me. I'm serious. Yeah, I can't.
Okay.
Yeah,
So that's Rick and Manny are out. What are you gonna be drinking? Hello.
You guys do want me to finish my book, right? Oh.
I've got some Johnny Walker left over from the holiday. I might drink some of that.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I decided to go old school, back to my roots, and I'm gonna be drinking two full bottles of Mad Dog 2020.
Oh, goodness gracious!
This is gonna be.
Man, I don't mess with no Mad Dog. Woof.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I didn't want to go too old school because I remember the first alcohol that I ever bought for myself. Well, had bought for me by this guy named Torres, who would buy all the underage kids alcohol. Was King Cobra malt liquor, but I didn't want to kill myself, so I decided to go with the Mad Dog. I was gonna go with the Boone's Farms and just drink a couple bottles of Boone's Farms, but I was like, nah, that's too fruity. So I got my Mad Dog 2020 blueberry status.
Oh boy!
Oh goodness gracious!
My garage is gonna be a mess.
Although on Thursday I do find out if the house is approved, and if it is approved, then I will only be able to poke my head in when I stop to breathe.
All right. Well, that's fine enough. You gotta move.
I apologize. Yeah, no, I've got a pressing matter, and I got to move quick because next Thursday I'm doing what you're doing this weekend.
Yep. So yeah, that's my 30-minute break is over, so I got to be jetting out right now.
All right, man. Fly casual.
So I will see you guys later, and hello to everybody in the chat, and goodbye to everybody in the chat, and I'll see you guys this morning when I get off of work.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Did verify you do have 251 subscribers.
I guess I'll be doing an announcement video this morning then.
Well, congratulations.
All right.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you very much. I'll see you guys later.
See ya. All
Later,
right.
man.
Let me get you this chat, and then we can say our goodbyes. Flair says, them was fun. Thoroughly enjoyed that. The Star Wars films, I guess. And she said, she said, whoever Flair is, thick. Risey Lee, how's it, Risey Lee? You guys rock and always have good streams. Oh, thank you. Yeah, we do keep it clean here, and we do jump all over the place. That's for sure. You never know what we're going to talk about. All right. Pope Raven said, "Hail, John Dillard." John got 251 subscribers. Congrats, John. Yes, congratulations to him. Pope Raven says, "Tank should give away a glove."
Sign it.
Oh, Pope Raven wants your DNA. Oh,
Yeah. Another clone of me. That's what we need running around.
Oh, I can tell you about putting your hands into somebody else's glove after they was using it for steam cleaning.
Oh,
Ooh,
so nasty, dude.
that is so
So nasty.
Oh, I had to do that once. Oh God, all his man juice in his glove.
Buh, did you have to phrasing?
Oh, we're gonna get more subscribers on that. Eagle 43 said, "Cool." That's to you giving away a glove. Flair 80 said, "Careful, Patreon is cracking down on raffles and suspending those individuals." Wow. Flair said, 3 a.m. Time for me to get some sleep. Thanks for the fun stream, Manny and company. Night all. That's cool. Yeah, Flair 80. Actually, the reason why I remember Flair 80 because he or she made a comment on one of my videos about Skunk Girl. Very cool. Very cool.
Oh yeah. Well, now as far as the stuff on Patreon goes, I don't know anybody who does raffles. Yeah, the raffles are bad news. If you're gonna give away a prize, give away a prize.
Yeah, this giveaway prize. Don't be doing raffles.
Yeah,
You don't
like
get-
even at the dollar level,
Mhm.
like if I come out with an ash can, you get it. If I lose money on that, so be it.
Yeah, I was watching one of the guys who does Mustang. Oh, he doesn't do Mustang. He does cars. So he was doing all kind of car shows, and he's a really cool guy. I mean, he's old school. So he always has these young guys, working with him. He berates them to hell. But he wanted to give away a raffle one day. He wanted to give away a paint gun to one of his viewers, and some a-hole went after him, and he almost shut down his channel. And I learned so much by just watching that one guy. I was like, oh, I felt sorry for him. I was like, really, people? Just leave the man alone. He was trying to help people out. Yeah, you gotta watch
Yeah,
out.
YouTube doesn't seem to care about raffles and well, they don't care about prize giveaways. I raffle into kind of means that
Yeah, that's gambling.
you have to have a ticket.
Yeah.
You have to pay money. And I'm not doing that for mine. No, absolutely not. It is an absolute giveaway. Gratis to my fans. I normally do my gratis once a year. I hand pick like my 10 biggest supporters. And I send them a hand-drawn postcard, so they could either keep it as a little keepsake, or they could use it as a postcard.
Hey, we're getting more viewers since John left. And once I said man juice, we picked up 3 more viewers. Oh boy. Yeah, one day we'll put I'll put in my title man juice, okay? We'll see how much hits we get with that. Man juice and topless men. Okay. Manny is a clickbaiter, that's for sure. I always put clickbait in my titles. Live drawing with the gatekeepers. What else can you put for clickbait? That's a great name. I mean, we need to put gatekeepers in every single one of our streams. And so
it needs to be like, how John Malin does it when he does his Comics Gate Live?
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be Gatekeepers Live.
Oh yeah, I think I'm going to do that from now on.
Just to let you guys know, in case you say something to me, I'm trying to get my food ready, so I'm not responding.
We understand.
I'm laughing at John. Oh my goodness. Flair said, "Bye, Pope Raven." Risey Lee said, "Take care, John." John Dillard said, "Back in the chat. I like the orange Doc Brown gloves." Yeah, I like those hazmat gloves.
Yeah, I ran out. I found an old stash, and then we keep the regular gloves because we have babies and stuff and animals. So, those things can get gross.
Oh yeah, yeah. John Dillard said, these are just latent viewers that just now heard I was on. No, they just heard that you went off.
Yeah, word spreads fast, dude. This is the internet.
Yes. Well, I will head on over to you, Hell L. Where can we find you and say goodnight to our beautiful chat? Hell L?
He is preparing his food. I will go ahead and jump in his steed and say, I am Tank Ferret, and you can find me at Tank Ferret Art on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Do follow me here on YouTube. On November 15th, that's Thursday, November 15th, I will be doing my inaugural live cast. We're going to rock it until the wheels fall off. And I'm going to be have special guests and prize giveaways. It's going to be a party.
Awesome.
Manny?
Awesome. Hell L is not here. We might have to be going off without Hell L. But anyways, I am Manny from Good Dog Press, and you can find me here on Good Dog Press or on John's show in the morning. I pop in for about a minute or two just to say my hellos and go off to work. And if Rick does not have Brandon on the show, I'll pop in on Brandon's show. Yeah, I mean, you can find me on Brandon's show also and all over the place. And just remember, this Thursday night, I will be hosting Drawn and Quartered Fan Edition. It will be on my channel. Yay! Hopefully I can pick up some more subscribers. I picked up 2 more tonight. Thank you, whoever that was. And I am only 21 away from 100 subscribers. Yay!
Ooh.
I'm picking up steam, people. I can just remember just a couple weeks ago, I was still at 20. It's like, what the hell? I mean, it's great. Thank you guys for coming into my computer room every night and having a great chat with us. Hell L, are you there? Are you there, Hell L? He is not. So we're not going to wait around for Hell L. Unfortunately, we're going to close down the stream. We have been going for 4 hours now, and I think it is time for us to go to bed. So,
I agree.
Thank you so much, and we will be here again tomorrow night, doing the same old thing, just drawing for you guys and entertaining you. Risey Lee said, take care, all. Take care, Risey Lee.
Take care, Risey Lee.
Yeah. Thank you so much, and as always, aloha all.
Aloha.